North American stock futures pointing to solid gains coming up this morning as we head towards the open here in the last final trading session of both September and the quarter as well. The quarter coming to an end, obviously, as we head towards Q3 in October. We are set to wrap up a negative month for U.S. equities as September continues to have that negative reputation coming through. We're watching the U.S. 10-year this morning moving lower for the second straight day. That's benefiting some tech stocks and growth names here in the pre-market, helping lift the overall market for the second straight day, although we are off the highs here in the pre-market. On the month, the Dow still down 2.7%, the S&P 3.5%, and the NASDAQ has been worse off, still down about 5% for the month of September. Individually this morning, shares of Virgin Galactic in focus, FAA giving them the all clear once again to resume flights. CEI, Camber Energy, almost 1 billion shares traded yesterday. Very active here in the pre-market. Once again, we'll talk about Camber coming up here. It's Thursday, September 30th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Yeah, as mentioned, positive right across the board here for the second straight morning. 0.5% for the NASDAQ, the S&P about 0.4 at this point. We're looking at a bit of a positive open here. Futures for the TSX here in Toronto up about 0.4 as well. Crude oil pulling back this morning. Yeah, big bounce for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Both were up nicely, 5+%. So all is well, I guess, as we, as mentioned, head into a new month and a new quarter starting next week. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday. Neil is off. Arun is here, as per usual. Guys, going to be an interesting day here. We have markets back in positive territory, some positive catalysts. They figured out how to come up with more money to keep the U.S. government open, so that's good. And these crazy low float stocks continue to impress here. CEI, very active, almost 5 million shares here in the pre-market after doing nearly 1 billion yesterday.
Yeah, thanks, Brennan, and welcome, Arun. And what's up to Neil, although I don't think he's awake right now. But shout out to everybody watching. And yeah, it was we had a great time at the Jays game. What a great game that was last night. And, you know, go Jays, go. We don't have the jersey in the background today, but we have Arun in the building, and that's great. And yeah, CEI starting to move again. We're at that $4 level. Wow, this PULT is starting to go as well. One more time today. We'll look at some of the, you know, the Chinese names starting to go. Look, the other thing too, starting to go to the downside. I mean, that BOBA was like 154 yesterday and just tanked. Like, look at this. I didn't even realize what BOBA did yesterday, but I mean, a lot of stocks, I guess, afterwards there got closed out. Nasty day yesterday. 154s, you know, 153s, big close there. You see some of this action that happened right at the end of the day in the market, like, you know, 149, bang, straight down. Like the last half hour, a lot of names gave a lot back. So we'll see if they can make it back here today. You know, we're going to be looking at those names. Crypto's starting to move again. Ethereum's bumping right now on $3,000, so that's nice to see. Bitcoin's back over 43,000. Cardano 210, could be higher. But yeah, no, look, it's going to be a good day. I'm super happy to have Arun here, especially on the last day of the quarter. Arun, you were talking about that to me earlier, and you know, you're excited, but you know, waiting to see where the volume comes in, you know, especially for you, who I know trade the futures and look at key levels. Today may be one of those days.
Yeah, you know, when the end of the quarter comes in, you got to expect some volatility. It's been a volatile month so far. We've had some big moves in the futures. It's gone somewhat quiet. Relatively speaking, we have gone somewhat quiet in the futures. So expect, at least on the final day of the month, ending the quarter, before we're almost ending the week too. You consider that a Friday kind of move as well on a Thursday. There should be a lot of activity, especially towards the close, I would imagine, as a lot of portfolios get adjusted and whatnot. So that's something to keep an eye on. I expect some volatility towards the end, towards the morning. You know, we still got to find some stocks. This is actually the first time I'm actually looking for stocks since I was last on the show. So I haven't really touched a lot of these names in a while. So I've been kind of just on the futures thing. So now I'm coming in and I had to fix some issues with the computer, and now I'm scrambling to find stocks, and we got Brendan giving us stocks. So why don't we just go ahead and get started so I can actually put some names down that I need to look at. Brendan?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here with these little low float squeeze stocks moving around here in the pre-market, as we said. We'll touch on a few of these. This PALT looking very, very strong so far, right at $10 even. So we'll touch on PALT coming up here as well. A few interesting notes as far as the overall market is concerned. We had earnings in the retail group this morning, Bed Bath & Beyond coming out with their earnings. Bank of America downgrading Kohl's as well. So KSS in negative territory here. Down about 7% so far, so we'll have a look at Kohl's coming up as well. Overall, guys, I guess thoughts here as we head towards a new quarter, as we said. September has definitely lived up to its reputation of being a negative month. So as we said, the NASDAQ, the worst off, 5% on the month for the NASDAQ, about 2.5% here for the Dow.
Yeah, look, you touched on it a little bit at the beginning there about the debt ceiling, and it just happened that fell through now in September, so that didn't help the market any. We can always look back over here at the Qs. I like looking at the Qs. I think Maroon more prefers the ES, but we'll get to that when we get there. But look, I don't know. I don't even know. Are they even going to vote today on some of this stuff? I'm not sure. As you saw, the 10-year starting to move as well, and we talked about this with tech, which is why I go over to the Qs. Whenever you start talking about interest rates possibly moving, that's going to affect future growth patterns and the valuations of some of these high-flying tech companies that need to talk like that, right? So you're going to have a big move down here in the Qs. I mean, is it big? I mean, we had the high. You're always going to get pullbacks, but we were really just 385. Pulled back to 361. So if you go all the way, you just started with September. Basically, September 1st is right here. So if you talk about that was almost the highs of the market, right? Pretty much, not almost, the high of the market in the first couple of days of September. And then now we're on the last day of September, and we are, at the lows. So yeah, September continues to be the worst month. Historically, it's about 0.8 or so on the month. I don't know if you said what it was so far this month, Brendan, how much we're down, but it doesn't seem like it's that bad. The only problem is, if you're in a lot of these high-flying names, like a Donkey Kong, which is DraftKings, that's down to $48. There's even just stocks like Palantir that were going. Palantir was $29, right? And now you're back down here at, what is it, 24 today? 24 and change? Yeah, 24.80 after touching low yesterday as well. So, a lot of these names that were flying pretty high. I mean, Palantir was just up here last week, and now you're getting some of those worries coming back in, touching back to the 50 period. Regardless to say, I believe that there's going to be some good buying opportunities, and they're probably here right now. Let's see what happens today at the end of the month. We'll see if there's a big flush coming. Maybe there is. There's going to be some more rebalancing at the end of the quarter. So we'll see where people put their money, where they put their money back into tech. Will they put it into industrials? I don't know, but I'm looking to pick up a little bit of everything. I have the shopping list ready to go. So the shopping list will be distributed soon, and we'll talk about some of the names that we like on there and why. But for today, I'm not a buyer of anything. Let's just see how the market plays out.
Yeah. Well, the market's right now, futures up, S&P futures up 0.35%, and NASDAQ just under 0.5%. So we are starting the day positive, but keep in mind, I'll get more in detail into the futures moves, but we did have a nice little pop above the range, and now we're coming back into the range. So it's a matter of, can we hold this positive line given how far back we've come? That's a question that's going to be left for the open, but I will get more into it when we get to the futures. Brennan?
All right, there was this headline, guys, on PaySafe and Fubo this morning. If you missed it, both not really doing much in the pre-market, but PaySafe says streamlining payments for interactive wagering with Fubo Gaming coming, if you dig in here a little bit closer, in Q4 of this year, right there, for Fubo. So PaySafe teaming up with Fubo for payment processing, and that's going to launch in Q4. So, Sean.
Safe.
Sean's happy about PaySafe.
You don't let that play out?
I don't know how long that thing plays for. That's crazy. Oh man, Arun. Okay, okay. So PaySafe. Look, it's a great story. This is why I'm in PaySafe. We talked about this before. They are involved with various, Skrillex and NetTeller. I believe Will Hill. There's a few, bigger sports, gambling sites and whatnot that process with PaySafe. And this is just another one with Fubo now. So. Hey, look, I mean, the more deals that these guys come up with, the better it's going to be for all of us, all of our shareholders. But at the same time, it's one of those names where they haven't proven anything. And, until this market turns around, PaySafe's still going to struggle, man. I mean, it's at all-time lows, 750. So do I think it's worth picking up? Yes. I've been, I sold the DraftKings at 62, bought some PaySafe at 8. Okay, so that's right where we are right now. Like PaySafe's been bouncing around basically for a month and a half. Their earnings are November 10th. I want to see what they say. I don't expect there to be great earnings or anything like that, but I want to see what they talk about. Do they guide forward with deals like this with Fubo? Where is PaySafe going? 156,000 shares, not a great amount of shares, but we'll see here. Again, we saw the slide yesterday all afternoon in a lot of these names, so PaySafe had the same kind of action there, down to 756, just sliding all afternoon. So let's see. If the market gets going, I think we could try an $8 break on this name, but ultimately I'm a little bit beat down. Not beat down. I mean, it's not a huge investment by any stretch of the imagination, but it is starting to bother me because it's not moving, and it's just, that's not something that all of us bag holders want to see here. But we do like that there's a deal coming with Fubo TV, and Fubo TV's going to get picked up by many carriers. It's already available. I think it's on Apple TV. Here in Canada, Fubo TV only has 10 stations, and they're whack because I looked at them. It's like $8 a month for Fubo TV here in Canada. So they don't have anything here, but it's on Android, they've got Apple, it's on Roku, it's everything. So Fubo, I like, Arun, and we've talked about this name before. I can't experience it. It's a cord-cutting name. So, now you can gamble with them. I think PaySafe has an opportunity, to hopefully guide higher. We'll wait for November 10th, which unfortunately is still a month and a bit away.
Yeah. As a day trader, though, I look at this chart, I'm going, why? Why are we even looking at this? This thing's doing nothing. As an investor, that's a different story. But the way it's been moving, I mean, if we're coming right back into 785, which we really have been kind of stuck in the last couple of days in terms of volume anyways. So as a day trader, I'm looking at this. I looked at Fubo as well. They're both kind of just dead in the water. So I'm not even going to bother going into this because I don't think I would actually ever trade this intraday, at least the way it's moving right now. If this picks up, that's a different story. But for now, at least I'm just going to stay out of the way and not bother with this. One thing I do want to update though, it's not on the screen just yet, but I am short on AMC just underneath 35.50. So that is one position I do have. That will update as soon as we make an active move for the system to actually refresh itself. So for now, I am just short, just be aware.
It has been an exciting week, as we said, with these low float, heavily shorted squeeze type stocks. And that means our friend Luis Barbado over in Barcelona, Spain, has probably had an exciting week as well. Luis joins us once again to discuss some of these stocks. Luis, great to see you as always. I mean, it's been impressive. 1 billion shares almost traded yesterday on Camber Energy. We had that PALT. There's GROM. Give us your take here on how this week has gone.
It's been exciting. Hello, Brendan, again. It's been exciting. You said the proper word. It's been very exciting. Some crazy market action again. Finally, after a calm August, we are in September. So September is shaking up and down. As you say, 1 billion shares traded yesterday on Camber. It was a long time. I think SNDL was the last stock I saw trading 1 billion shares. And don't forget, 1 billion shares with 20 million outstanding shares. It was crazy. I mean, like every 5 minutes or 4 minutes, it traded the whole company. So I don't know, some shit going on. The stock went up from 50 cents to almost $5 with some algos buying every single stock. Yesterday was a master class of level 2 of tape reading. There was an algo buying every single cent until finally the algo stopped buying and went down 50% in a couple of minutes. So crazy action, yeah, in September again.
Yeah, crazy action, crazy halts there in the afternoon as well for CEI. Give us, your approach when you see a stock, as you said, kind of just being walked up all morning long, and then we get that huge flush. We were talking with some of the guys here after market yesterday, the amount of volume it took to bring it back down after that move higher in the afternoon was not that much, considering how much it traded all day long.
Yeah, you're right. It didn't took so much volume. I have to say I got kind of stubborn going from the short side from $4 to 480, losing all the way up, going short, waiting for the algo to stop buying, and it didn't. Finally, it flashed. Someone sneezed, and the stock went down. Everybody was waiting for it to happen, so it didn't take so much volume to go down, because when the algo stopped buying, there were no bids below. So that's why it went suddenly from 480, 450, halted at 430, and opened it down 370. It didn't take so much volume, because once the algo stopped buying, the volatility goes crazy, because there is no bids and offers waiting for after such a big movement. So the liquidity disappears suddenly when the volatility goes so high.
Now, because these opportunities do come around, once in a while, not obviously on a daily basis, we have to take advantage while they're here. That being said, last day of the month, it's the last day of the quarter. Lots of kind of bigger scale things to consider today and this morning. What are you looking at today?
Yeah, first of all, we are here at Trading Floor, a group of traders. So last day of the month, I always have to take care of my traders. And I say, I know the money today you make or lose is the same as yesterday, but the last day of the month is like almost they took it from your pocket. So be careful, take it easy today. It's the last day of the month. You're not gonna make whatever you didn't make the days before. So last day of the month, we're a little bit more careful, because we are a big group now. We don't want to take so much risk for the last day of the month. We have some stocks in play. Today we have BTVT, just went down like 18% in a couple of minutes because of a new. We have AMTX as well, went up and down from 16 to 21, 21 to 18 back. Now it's consolidating 1850, some hidden order there, buying a lot in 1850. So we're having a look of AMTX. And that it was a very, very profitable stock yesterday, DATS, moving up and down, but with a lot of noise, a lot of volume, a very clean level 2. So that's more or less our watch list for today. And of course, say Camber again, but be aware, social restriction on today. It doesn't matter when from 50 cents to $3, but we have social restriction today. So it's a little bit more difficult. We're not gonna be able to slash the bids to go short.
Yeah, well said, and great advice, I think, as well for the end of the month, especially if you're having a good month. It's
yes.
Kind of stings a little more if you give it all back on the last day of the month. Luis Barbados from the Day Trade the World office in Barcelona, Spain. A pleasure as always. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you very much, Brendan. As you say, it's been a very good month. We are here, monthly record of the office, monthly record of most of our traders. And this month, 20 new guys coming in. So we're going to be like 70 traders, man, next month.
Cool. Congratulations. Great to hear. Best of luck heading into Q3 as well. We'll speak in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. See you, Brendan.
All right, guys. Let's maybe have a look at some of these stocks, guys, because they're going to be in focus once again today, specifically based off of what happened yesterday. I mean, I'm kind of keeping my eye on this PALT because it's definitely among the strongest so far here in the pre-market. Just came back in and held 10 there. It's already done 6 million shares.
Hell yeah, we'll catapult ourselves out right now. We are in Palt, Brendan. So good little segue there. And there it is, man. We took that 1065 break. We tweeted that out. We put that on our chat as well. Here we go, man. 1065 earned the money already, 30 cents. No intentions of getting this out. Why did we take Palt right here? This is that level. It was basically right in here, 1075 break. I mean, if you go right to the bottom, it's like 1050. There's a couple levels here that we like. So there it is right there, 1063. It hit down there yesterday. Wasn't really anything on the way back down. Then I love what you just talked about there on this barcode around 10 right there. So yeah, good little opportunity. Then we started to barcode a little bit there, and then we just put back, man. We zoomed back out. and we looked at this and said, this is going to be a level because we got to get into this name, right? So we'll probably take out, we'll see what it does at 11. I was debating, my offer's at 11.50 right now into this area, but it looks like we just failed at 11 there. So I think we could probably take a piece off. As far as Pult goes, the rest of the day, the huge volume came in around noon. So, let's call it it halts here, it halts early. So I guess there was volume there. But then from like 11:45, it kept on going till about 1, and then it started to die down. And you notice when it died down, of course, all the momentum comes to the downside. So what we have to do is just watch volume. If volume is going to come in, then we know this is what's going to happen to Pult. And then it's Pal Talk, by the way. So it's like that DAT chat. Here we go, up to 11 again. Okay, maybe it just stopped again there at 11. So I'm thinking about taking a little piece off there. But the point is that it has the ability here just to gather. And if it starts to do that and base out like it was doing this morning, that's going to be, here we go. We're at 11.40. Let's go, Pult. If we can get this, Arun, this is a nice one. A 50-cent win to start the day. Good trade here, hopefully. I hope we didn't miss this level. Again, it's up to 11.25. What is this? This is 11.16 right now. So we're in this. It's starting to go right now. 6.9 million shares. I like it. I put on the tweet that, we got to watch out for this 15 level. People get greedy, Arun. You know that. Especially when you're trading the futures as well. A trade could look fantastic, kind of turn around on you. So I just want to tell everybody, watch out for this 15 top. I don't think we take it out, but hey, if we do, it's worth one shot, but don't hold it back to 14.50 or something like that. Hold it back to 14.50, get out. Because if this starts happening, well, boom, 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 you don't want to be caught in the meme mania being over with. So right now, Pult, I'll talk about a hell of a lot more. Let's go, Pult. I'll talk about a little more than this as we go, but we're getting excited now because we have a decent winner on, and I'm hoping it can just get better from here. So that's Pult. I don't know if, Aruna, you looked at any of these crazier names today? I know Chambers and
one of the names that we were talking about earlier was Bed Bath & Beyond, BBBY. I was looking at 17, and then it was moving fast. I was like, oh, let's see how we trade around 17. Now it's at 16, so it's one of those fast moves. It's down 27% on the day and still going. 16 is about to go right now. What I'm going to do, though, I want to wait. At this point, the only read I could have had potentially was around 17, depending on how it traded. Clearly, that's not going to work anymore. So I'm going to mark the area around 17 and see how we trade after the open. If we resist again after the open, you might want to fade the long, but if we blow right back through 17 as support, then I might actually flip the direction and go to the long side. So for now, I'm just going to mark some levels down, and that's all we've got. FAMI as well, I went long around 45. This thing is it's low price, but look at the level 2. We're talking in sub pennies at this point on FAMI. So you can really go heavy on this. Look at this. We can get 0.4473 on the bid with 4498 on the offer. So we're trading in between the cent at this point. So just be aware that you can really play with heavy shares at this point. So you only need a few cent winners to really make some money on this thing. So that's one trade I've got, FAMI, and obviously we've still got the AMC short that's actually starting to really get going now. Now we're down at 35.17, so that's a 30-cent winner as well. We're waiting on this one to actually take out 35. If we can take out 35, I think you may see some stops go off too. So that could be really nice to the downside, at least for an intraday trade at the moment. It does look like downside is working. Futures not doing a whole lot though, so we're just keeping an eye on how this trades out, and maybe Brendan can give us some more with what he's got at the screen.
Yeah, a few analyst moves to note for this morning, guys. We had Snowflake, here it is, at the bottom here, BTIG with an upgrade on Snowflake today. Nicely higher in the pre-market. Perigo as well with some news, Jabal. Nothing terribly exciting on the downgrade side. Starbucks has been kind of chopping around, doing not much of anything. I mentioned Kohl's. Kohl's definitely could be exciting, but pretty light volume for KSS, although it's down about 7%.
It's funny. Somebody in the chat says to short AMD. David, I see you. He says short AMC. What was the cost? Free. Nothing. No charges for shorts. And the other thing too is I don't pay for shorts anyway. So if you haven't seen the show before, I don't pay for shorts. So if I had to pay for it, I wasn't going to take the short. But and there's no charges for shorts. If that helps you in any way make decisions on AMC, hopefully that helps. But yeah, there's no charges for shorts on AMC. There was a time when you had to really pay for shorts. Yeah. Now, not so much. They're available freely for free.
Yep, they are on our platform. So let's, you know, again, and that's the one thing. It's all about trade preparation, guys. Neil and I, and just like Arun did, you know, you throw out the orders, you see if the shares are available. If they're not, then we do have a pay for short system here, which is incredibly reasonable, honestly. It gets lightning fast executions, and we're in and out of those shortable shares. We get the shares in just a matter of seconds most times. We traded AMC a little bit yesterday. We played the short, then it took out. Oh, that's after the market. So actually, we were fine. We played the short into yesterday. You know, so what we want to talk about here on AMC is just real quick. Yesterday, we had that bad break of 36.50. We called that break, and then it ended the day at 35.50. So that was right in here. It's been 10 of the last 12 days are red days for AMC, right? There was, I don't know, if someone posted that Matt Kors, which is one of, you know, I don't know if you know him, Arun, but he's one of the bigger supporters of AMC. You know, very, very smart guy about this. I don't know if, and again, someone wrote it in the chat, like, where did my 20-minute chart go? It's gone, so I'll have to load that back up. But he put, I don't know, maybe you guys can confirm this or not, but is he out of his AMC? And I'll have to ask, because yesterday when I was trading in the afternoon, people were mentioning that. And again, that channel is a big supporter of it. So not to keep talking about that, but you know, if that's going to be the case, then there is a social aspect to AMC where, you know, it's on the bull boards, it's everywhere. And, you know, if some of the supporters of this are out of it, then I'm not really sure where to go from here with AMC. So I don't know if that's true or not. I'll ask you guys. Not out. Okay, not out. Okay, good. So that's fine. And I've said this about AMC for a while here, Arun. You're going to be short right now, but all you have to do is test some levels. I mean, you could see what happens when space misses, right? They got crushed, tanked right down. You're seeing a lot of other names. DraftKings just went from 62 to 48. So is this really that bad? From 50 to 35? I mean, sure, it sucks if you're long. There's no doubt about that. We all have holding bags on some things. But as you can see here, there is support. We've been down here before. I don't think this is worth panicking or anything like that on AMC. It's been down here before, and you have this nice jump off right here, $31.50, $32. You know, I'm really going to get nervous when we break this, 29. If we can break down below here, then I almost foresee a little bit of a reverse action to what we saw from here. You may drop into $15 or $20. Remember the thing about AMC, we're in a new world now. Forget about all of the diamond hands and this and that and everything. If I can find it, I really love this, the one thing that we have. Hold on, let me find it quickly here. Here it is. You know, this is the thing. You're gonna be riding high with diamonds. They're giving away free popcorn. There's a lot. Yeah, AMC was also beat down, of course, because of COVID. I mean, it was in trouble before. New management now, new ideas, new things happening. There's so much of this in charge with retail that I think it can hold up, and I want to be a buyer of this name if we get closer to 30. We'll relook at it then, but I still think there's a good opportunity for AMC to go up from here. It's struggling right now, and I think we retest. Like, this is not going to be a bold statement. I think we retest 30 before we retest 40, and that's, you know, $5. So give or take, I think we need to flush a little bit to see the strength of some of the buyers.
Yeah. I mean,
Bridgeline Digital, guys, just popping up here. BLIN heads up 25% on a headline here with Salesforce. So Salesforce powering their partnership with Bridgeline on their Hawk search site software. So BLIN, another one of these that, if you remember way back in the summer, went crazy all the way up here to $14. This thing has an 8 million share free float. So one that can get going if it wants to, this Bridgeline Digital. Let's have a look at what else is moving here in the pre-market. That is the link, guys. If you need the morning watch list, we send it out every single morning. Absolutely free. All you need is your email address. You can have that for, as I said, free. Virgin Galactic, the FAA giving them the all clear. Remember, they were essentially grounded for about a month or so after their initial flight with Sir Richard Branson. There was some sort of deviation that happened on the descent that the FAA was looking into. They've suggested some corrections to be made. The company has said, sure, we'll do that. So they get the all clear here for space, guys.
The all clear, I like that one. Yeah, Virgin Galactic, this is what they've been waiting for, man. And by the way, like, I would love to have if Matt Kors wants to come on the show, I mean, I think that we could talk AMC and he could explain his positions and what he is looking at. So if anybody's in contact with him, maybe I'll tweet at him as well, and we'll see, because I think that's a good opportunity to educate ourselves and our viewers on his opinion and where he believes the stock is going. So you guys, I mean, tweet at him, or let him know on his chat or something if he wants to come through, because I'd be more than happy to have him on and give him a couple minutes for sure. So okay, here goes Virgin Galactic to the downside again one more time, but this time they get the news that they wanted. So Virgin Galactic on 4 or 5 straight days to the downside here, and look at this. We also made great bottoms. We've talked about these levels a few times on the show, right? We had this breaking spot right here, this jump spot, and then, it's been supported. Sure, if it came back down, maybe you would test 14, 15, 16, but everyone knew that they were going to be back in the air at some point, right? And it's great to hear that it's not a back and forth with the FAA. This kind of seems like a clean decision here. I don't think there's anything in the way of them now retesting. They're going to have to fix some of their protocols and whatnot, but for me, it's 26 bucks today. I think you won't see that on the 20-minute, but you'll probably just see it best on the daily chart. I just want to see it take out this level right here. We can zoom in a little bit more. We've been up here before. We were just at 26. So, this is the day, bang, when they found out that they had to, shelve their operations for a bit and work on some of those regulations that the FAA talked about. And then since then, it's 3 days. We always talk about the 3-day rule, right? So first day, second day, third day, then you start to buy at the end of the third day. That would have been okay for you. You'd be long right about here, 26. So let's wait to see. It has gone down. There's been a few dips here in the market. Obviously, when we talk about the 10-year going down, we talk about interest rates, we talk about growth. Space doesn't have any revenues, they have bookings, but they're not a profitable operation, and nor do they plan to be anytime soon, as far as I know. So we'll wait to see here if it gets going. I like a 26 break. We know what happens when the momentum comes in this name. And I'm going to do a shout out to Trade Ideas one more time. They've been really generous and letting us use some of their tools here. So I'm going to call it up right now and just show you here. Tools, new. Single stock window, and then we can type in here as it loads over here. We can type in the name SPCE, and I do this to see where the shorts are. You can use FinViz, you can do anything like that, but there it is, 14% short. It's historically that's probably about right for where they are. But again, I bet you that some people around were betting. Let's close this, save layout. No, it's okay. I bet that there were some traders that were making a bet that maybe this gets extended even longer and they don't get the approval. So I'll talk about Bed Bath & Beyond in a minute about that short float as well. But for right now, I think the short float will help space get going. So I want to be a buyer, but I'd like to see it at 26. Now that I see that we're struggling here at 24, even just on the minute chart, I put down the 26 and we were up here. That's when we released a sticky note. It was 24.70. Now you're pulling back in a lot here. If the futures turn red, this name's not going to go red, but we should be able to buy dips. And so instead of that 26, guys, I'm looking right here. 23.50, 23.75, something like that off of yesterday's high. We shouldn't be back down here, but if we do, we want to buy it. So let's put an order right now for 23.70 on space, see if we get any dips. And if it takes off, we'll punch through 26.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's got to come down towards 24 even, maybe even into the 90s and 80s. You're looking for 70. I would go anywhere from 24 going on down all the way to 70 to 23.50. If you can catch a bid that sets up, why not use that previous resistance as support and see if you can catch a bounce and then let them take the high from there. So anything coming down, there could be a buy potential down there. So I'm just going to mark off 23.50, 50 cent in risk maybe, depending on where you price it. But I do think it has some real potential to take off a little bit. So why not just wait a little bit? We're not going to do a whole lot right now. One thing for the chat, thank you. AMD, I don't know what happened there, but it just took off. A cool $1.50 there, a nice little pop. Of course, this chart doesn't change. But I'm thinking 101.50. I want to see how we trade this 101.50. I was keeping an eye on it. It was actually on my radar before. And I just wanted to see how it would trade, and then they took off, right? We're at 102 right now. So I'm gonna wait to see how we test this 101.50 again, if we can hold support. I don't wanna play around with this 102.50. You see the action from the last couple days, so leave that alone. So why not just wait for it to come back down, see if we can actually maintain support underneath 101.50. If that's the case, then I think you have a shot at the long. If we do keep on going though, I don't know how you can get in. There's certain windows. Maybe the 103.50 could be a window to get in. I'm not sure, but I would prefer the read that I have at 101.50. That's the read I'm looking for, potential long, if we can get support to actually maintain that area, then long on AMD as well.
All right, I can show you possibly why. They're expanding their collaboration with Google Cloud to deliver faster application performance in a few of their processors. So that's Global Newswire reporting that just at 9 o'clock there, guys, for AMD. Also want to show you this headline because this just popped up on SoFi. Not really doing much, I just checked, but down 1.1, are down on news of a upsized $1.1 billion offering coming through for SoFi. More to come as well. We are working in the background, guys, on possibly having the CEO of SoFi on this show coming up as well. So more to come on that. Let's continue along with what is moving in the pre-market. Hard to avoid something when it trades a billion shares. CEI, Camber Energy, got there yesterday. So we're watching obviously again today, guys, for CEI.
Yeah, just reading the chat there. Yeah, okay, so we're still, just an update here, we still are in this pult. It is bouncing around a little bit. I think we did pretty good to get out where we did, 11.20. We were waiting at 11.40. We didn't even see this spike. It almost went there when we got out, but we just saw it bounce around a little bit there, and I decided to take it. So many times I've been sitting here, and I'm out of 2/3 of it, so many times I've been sitting here watching these pre-market runners, and then I get out, or I don't get out, and then it comes right back in. So I want to hold this one. So I have no intentions of getting out unless we break that back down below this barcode area of 980. So we break down below 990, we'll get out, and it'll be a losing trade. That is what it is. We're looking for a 14 push on this. Okay, Camber Energy. I also tweeted this out as well. The levels that we're looking at, and again, thanks for watching, and thanks for playing around with us here on the show. But I tweeted it out right here, and I like this. I attached to the sticky note, long entry at 420, and no, it has nothing to do. I mean, Neil, I don't know if you realize this. Neil talks about 420 a lot on the show, Arun, so we'll hit that for him in honor of Neil, because he always says that prices seem to gravitate to these levels. I'm not as much of a conspiracy theorist for that, but if you look right here, this is 420 right here. So this is what I like. There was some consolidation here between 420 and 430. So if it wants to go, normally I would say let's take the 430, but there's so much volume on this. We did 1 billion shares. We talked about that in the pre-market with Lewis there as well in our show just a couple minutes ago. So here it is right here. This is 420. I think if we just break this, then we test this. So that's why I wanted to, the problem is if I punch along here at 435, look, I would love for it to keep going to the upside there. That was right at the end of or actually it wasn't right at the end of the day. It was right before this huge collapse happened. So I don't know, that was ramped up, then sold off. I'm not comfortable, buying it even right now. 407 is fine, but I like it right here at 418 or so, and then the same thing will happen again. Do we take out 5 today? We may just do that. I mean, they're buying this name right now. We may head up to 5 again. I was gonna tweet out that we're gonna be short ahead of 5, but if you remember yesterday, here's yesterday's trade right here. So this is the beauty of it. We were short early off 340, right? Because we saw this consolidation, shorted it. Then as soon as it broke 350, you bang that to the long side, right? And you have that big win. So we talked about it breaking and holding some key levels, and then that was yesterday in the afternoon, so that was good. We hit a long again, and bang, 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 bang. That was long on the show. So there we go. That was off some halt levels. So right now, you have to find some levels. For me, if we're wrong, it's going to be back here. Let's just draw a line. That's 380 is where I think you're going to be wrong on any longs. So that's 380 on the long. So hey, if I take a 420 long there and I get out at 380, I think we can do the math. That's 40 cents worth of a hit, but you have much more than that on the upside, especially if you think the buyers are going to come back today. So let's wait to see. It's always fun when they halt, Arun, and we don't have to pay for shorts today on Camber. So we already tested that. I may put a short on if we run like crazy up to 5, but let's watch the tape. We talked about it being a tape reading kind of day for us, so we're going to do that with CEI. I like the long at 420, and then even a long back into 380 would be pretty sweet. So if we can get a 390-ish buy, we'll do that as well. So 390 bids are in, and also the 420 breakout trade is in as well. So hopefully one of them will definitely hit, and let's just hope they both hit and both are winners.
Yeah, CEI, what's funny is that I actually a lot of times when I'm not on the show, I'm not trading stocks. I'm usually just in the futures doing my own thing. And I had no clue this was happening in CEI until one of our traders actually messaged me. He's like, we're just talking. And then he's like, oh, take a look at CEI if you want to be entertained. And I looked at it like, oh, wow, this has got to be a mess to trade. So I actually don't know how it traded, but the chart itself just looks like a mess. So momentum traders are having fun out there, going crazy on that stock. Someone like me who likes to position up, I don't know how I would survive in something like that. Unless I find a decent level to work with. That's something I got to look into. I'm not sure what I can do with it just yet, given how we are at 4, maybe a little bit more action, and then we'll go from there. One thing I do want to get to, we never got to it yet, futures. Let's just do a quick futures update. It's 9:10, might as well go through this just now. So the level I was going to go with, 43.80 was the initial point we've been using for a couple days now. Now we broke that overnight into the 85, even into the high 80s, into the 90s. Above 80, I had 4,400. I was thinking that if we broke 80, we could get a decent consolidation breakout to the upside. I knew 4,400 could become a problem, so you have to control your risk on your long. But the way that we've traded overnight makes me think that this is a false breakout, which means I'm potentially looking for shorts now. But I'm not going to do it at these prices. Right now we're trading at 60, 43.60 on the futures, 40 points away from my stop. Not going to happen. So what I'm going to wait to do is see if we can't get a little bounce into the 70s. I noticed that yesterday 43.70 into 75 had a decent amount of activity. So if we can get into 43.70 and start to slow down a little bit, I'd like to fade that move with a 30-point stop and see if we can't get back down towards 45, 40, preferably 40, but I mean, that's been hard to reach recently, so 45 may have to be good enough. With the quarter ending though, I can't, it would be impressive for us to stay in this range with the quarter ending. I expect some volatility, so maybe that volatility is just enough to take us out through the bottom of this range, which seems to be around 35. Keep in mind, through the bottom though, I do have 43.20 as a level, so potential support. So you gotta be aware, if we were to break the low from the last couple of days, which is sitting at 43.35, which is right around here, there's still about 15 points in space before they would take out my last support point. So I could easily go after a false low break, meaning we break a low and we come right back up. That means I'll go long using 43.20 as a support. So longs are still on the table below 45 as long as they can support it and trade well. Preferably, I'd rather have them take the low and then come back in for that long to happen. So a couple of trades here, above 70 potential shorts, below 45 potential longs, depending on how we trade. I think for now though, with the market up quarter percent, I would prefer, the way it's been trading too, I prefer the short over the long. And as I say this, I look over my screen here, I've got 2 longs and 1 short. So, I mean, contradictory in that case. But for now, I am looking at futures on the short side above 70. That would be the priority for me. Anything in the middle though, I'm going to be not touching this. The range is too wide for me to try to trade in between the range. So preferably above 70 would be the short.
Yeah, feeling very similar almost to what we saw yesterday, kind of fading back in here in the pre-market for futures. Let's discuss Tesla here, guys, real quick. We had some significant levels come into play earlier in the week. Not really doing much here as far as price action is concerned. Decently active, however, as far as volume is concerned. There was a couple of minor notes really on Tesla. They lost a fraud suit in China with regards to a Model S that was sold. Reported no damage. Turns out there was damage in the car. Chamath as well. Chamath selling his entire stake in Tesla only a couple of months after saying on that other channel, CNBC, that no one should ever sell a share. So interesting.
Oh man, like this is just, you know, to follow some of these like gurus and all this kind of stuff. Look, I've seen Chamath talk, obviously on CNBC as well in some podcasts. Well, really super smart dude, right? But we can't follow some of these calls. I believe he brought us SoFi to the market, and he brought Open Door and a few other names as well, which I think will all be successful companies in the long run. You see SoFi with, again, back down to $15.50, coming off $18 a couple days ago. Now it's $15. So, okay, we'll talk about Chamath in a minute. We like to have him on the show, that's for sure. Again, super smart guy. Went to Waterloo, where my kid is right now here in Ontario, Canada. That's where we are, by the way. Welcome to the show. If you're joining us for the first time, we traded equities here, not options or not CFDs, anything like that. So we'll look at key levels here on the stock, and we have to be flat at the end of every single day. So when we make trades, they're just literally what they mean, day trades. So we'll wait here. 770 looks like such a great level for Tesla. I mean, I know Arun can probably talk to this as well. I mean, Tesla's a pretty clean. It's a good name to trade. $700, just trade it with less shares. Makes a lot of sense. I prefer this name than NIO or anything like that. I think if you're going to be in the EV space, I like Fisker. And I like Tesla. I mean, I don't really like too much else. I'm in XL Fleet as well. That's been another dog. But right now, this 770 looks like it's going to hold. We've wicked down below it before. Like, once we've tested it a couple times, the lowest we got was 766. Forget about that. I don't think this was anything. That might have been a closing trade there that printed all the way down here to 750. But other than that, I like the 770 area. Tesla still seems to be pretty strong to me. So I'm not super worried about going long on this name. Again, you got to find the levels. And I just think I'd rather be bidding down here, 772, 773, than looking for this break. I mean, I just look at these futures. We talked about this over and over. Arun just went over some levels there. The NASDAQ could easily crack red. And if that happens, then you're going to see one of the big NASDAQ names follow it. So I'm going to try to trade the market today. We mentioned rebalancing. We mentioned, it being the end of the quarter. And I think people are going to buy Tesla. I believe Tesla runs look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 straight days. Elon Musk called this week a super important week. They've been nothing but upside right here. They're going to get deliveries. I like it. It's an expensive stock. There's no doubt about that. It always has been. But look at the 50-period moving average. I mean, you're not going to get too many cleaner stocks than this. How many tech stocks do we have even above the 50-period moving average right now? You're just not going to be able to find a handful of these names, let alone one of the top ones. So whatever people think about Tesla, it needs to be owned, I believe, and it needs to be bought. And on any dips, I'm a buyer. We last bought it down here when we broke below the 50-period, and we were able to get some out in at about 620. I'm not selling anything. I like Tesla for the long run, and I want to be a buyer near that 770. So my bid's already in. I'm bidding 774.
Yeah, I want to point out something. There's a lot of talk about FAMI. Yeah, we bounced off this 43 area or so. On my screen up there, I see it shows 0.45, 45 cents. We're not going into, well, at least on the screen, it doesn't go into 4 digits, but but our level 2 allows us to go into 4 digits. So I'm actually long 0.45001. So we're really splitting pennies at this point, and that's where the money's made, right? Because when you split pennies,
you're literally splitting pennies.
Yeah, when you split pennies like that, you can take a decent amount of shares, and it doesn't take a lot to make money. So just be aware that it's 0.45001 is the entry price on FAMI. The other trade I'm looking at, there was talk about BBBY. That's still working 16, so keep in mind I'm still looking at 17 even. There was also talk about AMD. I brought this up earlier when it took out that 101.50. It does not want to come back down, so I may have to move this area up a little bit. Maybe 108, 101.80 and change. It seems like they want to stop around there. So let's see how they play this game below 102 into 101.80. If it can't get any lower than that, depending on the risk on this trade, I'm still trying to figure out the risk on this trade. How would I play this out? If I go long here, I'm going to run into something in about 70 cents. Can I risk 70 cents? That's something I got to figure out. If it makes sense on the risk side, I may just do that. If it doesn't make sense on the risk side, meaning I'm trying to make back at least what I'm risking, one-to-one trade. If I can't make that back, I probably won't even take it if I can't get my prices. So for now, we're just keeping an eye on that, but that is still moving above 102 to the upside.
All right, another one you mentioned there, Arun, Bed Bath & Beyond. Yeah, just cannot get out of its own way right now here in the pre-market. Just continues to fall, approaching 30% on the morning to the downside here. They reported a loss. It's pretty impressive when you generate $2.06 billion in the quarter and still lose $73.2 million overall. They pointed to further supply chain issues. The forecast was not good for BBBY, guys.
Yeah, there was a one-time gain in cost there, came to 4 cents per share. I'm actually really surprised at how down this was. We talked about it yesterday. We never stamped in the afternoon show. We never said this was going to be a buy or anything like that. But the problem with this name was there's 45% short. Okay, whenever you see something like that, you always think that it's going to be, they just have to say something positive, and then the stock would go. But again, down 28%, could have not expected that. I don't even think the numbers were super bad. I mean, they were positive last year at this quarter. This year they're minus, like you just mentioned, they're $73 million. $2 billion in revenues, like for the quarter, like Bed Bath & Beyond, and me and Arun were talking about this, like some of our shops here, like a HomeSense or like a Winners, or anything that has to do with sort of home furnishings, things like that. Leon's, The Brick. I apologize talking about these names if they're not in the States, but a lot of stuff is on back order, and there's a lot of people that are looking to renovate or have already, and now looking to have people come over to their place. They want to decorate, do things like that. So I'm really, really surprised at this move in Bed Bath & Beyond. But with that being said, I think there's an awesome opportunity here at 15. $15. This is 17 right there, and you just come back in like. We're down here. I just like 15 as an even number. That's this jump spot right here where we got going again and we went to $26. So again, the shorts will probably want to cover once the market opens. And so that's sort of what I'm thinking right now. The shorts may want to cover. Look at this bottom at 1570. I am a buyer right here, almost right now. We only have 10 minutes to go. I don't think we fall too much more. Remember, it's 28%, so it is going to be SSR. You're not going to be able to short sell this thing off the bid, so you have to get short over here. But look at this. If we break above here, why not, man? 1620, 1625, and then we hold it and we see where we go. I think there's a long coming in Bed Bath & Beyond. And if I go long at 1620 and then I hold out for something near these bottoms, like 1550, 70 cents worth of a move here is well worth it for me on Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm getting excited about it. I like it on that 1620 break. It's on the sticky note to try to find some longs. So let's do that. I think we just did at 1620, 1625. And now Arun's going to tell me he only wants to go short.
Well, no, I said that I'm going to look at 17 even. I've been saying that since we started looking at the stock. 17 even is the marker for me, just because I see the action here. And when it moves this sharply, I kind of get lost. Like, what do I do with this? Where are my stops? That's my first question. Before I even take a trade, where's my stop? I'll be like, oh, that looks like a decent. Where's my stop? That's my first question. Forget the entry price. Where's my stop? Where am I going to be comfortable putting the stop? And in my case, I would say, what would be the area that I look at? 17, 17.25, somewhere in there I would look at. So why not just set that as a marker for now and see how the market trades after the open? Because when the stock's down almost 30% on the day and we're not even open yet, you could easily get a reversal flush to the upside, right? So you got to be aware of that before the market opens. So let's just keep an eye on a certain level and how it trades around that level. Then we'll figure out what to do with it, right? So for now, I'm just waiting on FAMI to take off. I'm waiting on AMC to come back down, and looks like Lucid is actually coming back in as well a little bit to the upside. So for now, we are waiting for some trades to get going. But again, it is a pre-market, so we have some more stocks to get through, Brendan.
Yeah, let's talk about crypto names here. We're getting on in time, guys. I want to make sure we get to these because as we saw, Bitcoin up about 5%, Ethereum as well, about 5% in the pre-market. So opportunities possibly. I mean, Coinbase here not really doing a heck of a lot, 1% so far for Coin, but worth watching some of these crypto-related stocks. You heard Lewis mention that BTBT, if you joined us earlier, there was an offering on that, so it's down big time. On that offering news, but the rest of this group, interesting today.
Congratulations!
Yeah, so nice little move up for Bitcoin today, for sure. And BTBT, I will talk about that because it is down that 17%. I know there are some traders that have this name, so big moves to the downside. Like, these names aren't following crypto, FYI on that. Like, we were just at $21 and now you're down to $6.50. So just, trade the levels that you see here. I don't have much to say about this name. I just wanted to show it to everybody that don't trade these thinking that you're in it for anything exposure to crypto or anything like that. Because when this can happen to an equity, this could happen to Bitcoin as well. But I mean, when Bitcoin falls 10%. We sit here on the show and it's like, oh my God, we're breaking through 40,000. And then these little mini stocks break down 20, 30%. It's kind of like ho hum as expected. I mean, you're down here. You've been chopped almost by third here, like $21 down to $7. Like, no thank you for BTBT for me. But again, good luck to anybody holding that name. Maybe a good opportunity to buy things when they get the share offerings, because then it gets priced in. And hey, if they can rebound, you're onto something there. Mara, a little bit of a different story here. Mara, we like. You can see here with Bitcoin being up, it is now up today on the day, up that 5%. If we look here on Bitcoin, it's kind of moving. We did touch out that high there this today, so that was at just now at 8:45. We touched almost $44,000 when we started the show. Now a little bit of a dip back in here. So, as I look at BTC, this is a 1 minute chart. Let's just pull it back, maybe even just to a 5 minute chart. This is really the move that we're talking about. Started yesterday afternoon, bouncing off 41 up to 44. So, that's a clean 7, 8, 9, 10% or so of a move there in Bitcoin. So there you go. Nice and smooth, nice and easy. Makes a lot of sense. I think you need to be very, very bullish on Bitcoin, and I think these levels are reasonable. Ethereum's breaking through 3,000 right now, and actually just did it 3,010 right now on Ethereum, and we touched 3,150, so that could be in play as well. And if you break down a daily chart on these things, I mean, how many times are we going to hold key levels and then just move higher, right? Like, you're going to get these blowout tops, and then people say, oh well, that was the top, and then we sell it. But look where we started to trigger down at, man. 17 here, 17 there, and then I feel like the same thing's kind of happening right now again. Makes these highs. We're near some moving averages right now, and then we're holding out at 26 right now on Ethereum. So I think you can buy these, and I think the next stop is $4,000. Honestly, on these names. So let's watch out, and I think you buy all the crypto names today. Coinbase is an ugly chart, but I don't mind it, and we'll see.
There was a super chat for you on PLTR as well. I know that's your favorite stock, so you want to take care of that?
I wore my Palantir hat at the baseball game yesterday, so that was fun. But thank you, Trader Prad, for that one. Okay, so Palantir, what was the super chat about?
It was just PLTR.
Oh, thank you. Origami. I like origami. Maybe if you could. Oh, look at this. I have this really, really cool. This reminds me. One of the offices that I helped open up in Budapest, in Hungary, when I was doing that, traveling around with Day Trade the World. It was not even that long ago. I've been here 22 years, by the way. Hi, my name is Sean. But this is a cool little bull that someone made out of a US dollar. I don't know how. If you
Is it a real US dollar?
Come on, Arun. It's a real US dollar, my friend.
All right.
Okay, so Palantir, let's talk about Palantir again. Are there any key levels that we're looking at? Based on our charts, we're right at the 50-period moving average, which we like. There is some barcoding happening right here at these levels. I like this touch-off point here at 2350. I am a buyer of Palantir at 2350. So when it comes back down into this area, 23, anything like that, low 24s. I don't want to say 2350. I mean, that was a super chat, so maybe you're looking for a trade for today. So I think on a rebalance kind of thing, I think people need to get into Palantir. That was a big dip yesterday. Look where we held, guys, 2450. So we held out for those levels, with the bottom being 2440. Let's see if the bottom falls out of the market today. I'm a buyer of Palantir in here. 2450, 24. Let's start the trade at 2470 or so, right? So we're right there right now. So let's start a little bit lower. 2465 coming in, and then we'll see what happens at 24. But for right now, I like Palantir. We're right at these levels. We've come off a lot here. Like I said, there's not too many tech names that are going to be above the 50-period moving average. This name tried to stay above there, and it's going to, in my opinion. So let's see if it holds out. If not, then we have to load up the boat at 2350. Thank you so much for the super chat, as my only position, Pult, right now still going up. Let's before we go to Brennan, because there's only 3 minutes left, we haven't shown the imbalance locator yet.
Yeah.
Space is here, and I know you had it up, Arun, so if there's any name you want to talk about, let me know. But there's Space trying to make lows again. We're buyers. We talked about this at 2350, 2370, 2380. There's Palantir with a bid as well, and I don't see too much else. Oh, I saw FAMI. There's FAMI. Ooh, FAMI with a small sell. I'm also a buyer, guys, of FAMI at 49 cents. So if FAMI can get around here, 49 or so, yesterday's high, of course, 50. I just want to buy it if we get close to that. I don't want to buy the break at 50. At least if I buy 49s and it doesn't go, then I have a little bit better price than punching those 50s. So I like FAMI through there, but that's the imbalance locator. Nothing too interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to show the imbalance locator because someone in the chart asked for, or in the chat asked for it. Space was up top. The only reason I brought that up, Space, buy side 377, as Sean mentioned. Imbalances should be on the NASDAQ. We should get the imbalances out soon. And here we are with NASDAQ imbalances. Oh, you know what it is? I don't even have NASDAQ as a filter. Let me get NASDAQ up and running.
I have it here.
I got it.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, so the biggest NASDAQ one is, FAMI,
Yeah.
FAMI, sell side, 946 and growing. They've already paired 4.3 million, so it is going to be a large opening imbalance on FAMI. That would explain why it kind of came off this 47 to 46 a little bit. Okay, so we got a sell side pressure on FAMI for the open. But again, I'm long 45, and I am waiting on this one to kind of at least take a look at 50. So we'll see how that one plays out, but 50 at least on FAMI. Brendan?
Quickly, guys, little one, Grom from yesterday, if you remember, went absolutely crazy all the way up above 7. Halted a number of times on the way up, and same story on the way back down. We're kind of stuck in the middle of this range that it formed throughout the latter part of yesterday. This is $3, which was support in the midday yesterday. It came all the way back to 4. So we're just kind of chopping around here once again. Let's see what happens if we get down to 3. Should be support there. You can anticipate that above that. This is 410, 415, these two resistance points. And then above that, 480 was a bit of a level on that initial halt on the way back down after the move higher yesterday. So GROM, another one, guys.
I'm really, shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to Neil. He'll be back tomorrow, as far as we know. And, Arun and I will trade little different styles and, Arun try to maybe hold on a little bit longer. I'll try to scalp through a few levels. So, hey, man, it's always a pleasure to be here with Arun to change it up. So I'm super happy, that you're here, my man. So let's have a great day trading, and good luck to everybody out there that's with us now, because we're ready to rock and roll. With only 10 seconds to go, we'll hit the countdown right now. I hope it's Miss V on the bell. We haven't seen her too much. There she is. Looking like Miss V today, killing it. So let's get ready to rock and roll here. Everyone loves it. 3, 2, and 1. Let's watch CEI trying to break out now. There goes Pult, by the way. Hello, Pult. Yeah, buddy, the bulls are running on Pult as we start to go right now on that name. Up $1 right now. BBBY, yes, sir. It takes out that top, and here we go. We're long at 16.25 on BBBY. Let's take a little bit out. Yes, sir. Bye-bye, BBBY. We've got to get some out, though. Don't celebrate too early.
Yeah, I'm looking at AMC. Here we are at 35. Remember, we were short just underneath 34. Oh, there goes 35. Now we're at 34.90. This thing is gone. Now I can move the stop down, protect this, so I don't have to take the full hit. We should not come back above, I'm thinking 30, 35 or so. That'll lock in about 12 cents and leave the downside wide open. So we are sitting on a, 56-cent winner on AMC for the moment. No targets to the downside. We're just going to let it ride and see how this one plays out. FAMI is coming back in a little bit, but my stop on this is sub 40, so I'm going to wait for this one to play out. Remember, I'm risking 5 cents, trying to make maybe about 5 cents or so at least. See how that one plays out. Lucid coming off, wow, quite the shot to the upside, and then flip back around. Stop on this is below 26.50, so that's going to be a 50-cent risk as well on Lucid. We're going to wait for this one and see if we can't grab some support off this 26.80 for now. The only one that's working out right now really well is AMC to the downside and still sliding very quickly.
Okay, so and we only got out a little bit there of Bed Bath & Beyond as it's coming right back to the downside, but we are expecting this one to be quite volatile, and our out. Look, 15.55, great long there on BBBY. I think Daryl was talking about that level. I'm not super concerned. We did go, I didn't get enough out, so there's no doubt about that. We are still in this name as Bed Bath & Beyond just touched down again to 15.60. We got to be a buyer if it does that one more time, guys. So we're going to watch out for that. Trying to make moves right now and not in the right way for me. But BBBY, we're stuck 20 cents right now. Pult does make a decent move upside, so I like that move there. But we'll have to wait to see where it comes back in now for Pult, because right now it made a move up to about $1, about 12 right there. We were looking at higher levels, of course, so we'll see if that comes through. But right now, looking at Pult, we're looking at CEI. Did that fade out? Because I never got into that 420. Okay, so that's what it's doing. So we're getting ready, man. I do have a dip and rip bid here. At least I thought I did. It must have got, oh, there it is. Yeah, it's not sorted by alphabetical here. 390, so 390, 391 or so. We like that on CEI. This might be a good opportunity to buy this dip. I think I'm going to get in right now.
Yeah, oh man, AMD, wow. Okay, remember, we're looking at 101.50, and then we moved it up, maybe 101.80. Didn't get enough interest or at least volume to show that we were going to hold well. Here we are, 102.75. At this point, the trade is gone for me. I'm not sure what I can do with this. We'll come back to this later on in the day, but I'm not sure how to even trade this going forward on AMD, because one window I had, and that's a problem too, especially the way I trade. There's a certain window where the trade is available, it's good, and then as soon as it moves past and never comes back, there's no longer anything I can do with this, so I just got to pass it up and move on to something else. What else are we looking at?
FAMI's going right now.
Oh, FAMI's going. There we go. 50. Yeah, here we go. 5 cent winner. 5 cents means a whole lot on FAMI when the level one looks like this, right?
Big
so
time.
there's 500,000 shares on the offer at 50 even. Obviously makes sense. A lot of people are trying to jump in front of it. that's the thing, right? So $500,000 doesn't mean a whole lot on a stock like this because it can get blown up. One person can take it all out if they really wanted to. So just be aware that when things move on stocks like this, it gets really good. It really gets going.
CEI,
and here you
baby.
go, 700,000 shares now on FAMI, right at 50, guys. So just be aware that we are working. There you go, 200K gone, boom, there goes 50. So
yeah, we're long FAMI.
There you go.
Yeah, good trade, man. We're long FAMI, we're long CEI. Look at the CEI. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go CEI, man. We just took that for you guys at 405 when we talked about it. It's at 427. CEI to the moon, baby. We don't leave Brendan too long. Let's go, Brendo.
XLRN, guys, big volume here at the open for anyone wondering. Merck is buying this company. That was announced this morning. So XLRN being taken out for $11.5 billion, guys. So 180 per share for XLRN.
You got me on billions, but right now we'll go bang because look at CEI, man. Wow, Arun. Yeah, that's Arun, right? Yeah, you're Arun. Hey, what's up, Arun? Arun, big time trading happening over here, man. We are long CEI and loving life on that. We are long FAMI and loving life right now. So this has been a big trade, man. We're really super happy. You know, how could you be happy when FAMI goes 3 pennies, right? It's exactly what Arun said. It's about how many shares you have. It's about trading your own book. And it's just about, you know, massaging the trade as you see it right there, right? And so it makes a bit, now it's back to 49. So this is going to move pennies. You know, I don't expect this to retest 42. We could do that though, but let's see. The top right there was 53. Let's get out 51s, 52s. We're just going to massage this out. We already took that 1 penny, and we'll see if we can get a little bit more. It looks like it's stalling out right now. CEI also stalling a little bit at these key levels right here, like we talked about, 440. So let's get a little bit more out on CEI.
yeah, I just stepped into some DATs and I got run over real quick. Not sure what happened there. I was looking at DATS 1450 and then immediately the bid just dropped on me. But 1450 stopped below 1370 something. So we are looking for about 80 cents or so. It probably is going to get stopped now. That was a quick shot too. There we go on DATS. I don't know what happened there, but that was aggressive to the upside and then aggressive to the downside. One thing I have done though, I've taken some profit in front of 50. Well, not in front of 50. After 50 stops went off, we came back under. Trading came back in. I took some out in front of this 149 and change. I think 49.02 was my offer. So 4 cents, just sub 4 cents on that one there, waiting to see if we can actually get back above 50 on FAMI. Lucid is still waiting on, AMC is still working below 35, so that's still good. So AMC, Lucid, and FAMI are still in play for me, at least for the moment. Brennan.
Right, guys, Lordstown, we didn't get to it in the pre-market here, but up on news, they're getting close to a deal to sell their Ohio car plant to Foxconn. So nice look here, to say the least, for Ride, up 20% right out of the gate.
Thank you, Miss V. Yeah, you might have just heard me comment because CEI there. Flush. So we did get some out there, but now we're in and in again. We didn't expect to get all these bids, but now we are back into CEI as it's looking like it wants to fade out even just a little bit more. So, you know, let's see if we can get some profits out here if it does come back to the upside. Our average price now on CEI is 403. So, yeah, I was not expecting that flush. We'll try to hold out for a little bit, but we just retested that 380. I just fear that it might break that. So let's get out a little bit here. We don't want to, like, you know, rest on this trade. This could easily crash back down. So we have to stay somewhat discipline here and look at 380 as an out, but we are starting to empty out the box a little bit here on CEI because that flush was nasty right there. But that's why you talk about these pre-levels, right? Some of these levels, you got to watch out for it. Last time it hit here, it broke to the upside. This time it failed. So CEI, wow, making a little bit of a mess of the situation right now.
Yeah, and this is kind of the reason why I stayed out of CEI, especially after having never traded it throughout all this and then hearing the story. I'm just like, do I want to get involved? I don't know. This seems like it's going to be a lot of work because you constantly have to look at the level 2 to see how this is going to trade for me. So I kind of just wanted to stay away from that one a little bit. But one thing I am going to do, though, I want to update you guys on the futures. I am trying to make a move on the futures here, sub 70. I'm trying to anyways. I was caught up on something else, missed it. So I've got the offer out in front of 70, trying to get a fill there. Again, 30-point stop, right? The stop's going to be above 4,400, looking for a short in front of 70 or so. We'll leave that offer there, see if we can get a fill later on. It is 2.5 points away, and Facebook just completely falling, or not Facebook, AMC completely falling off, right? Now here we are, 34.70 and change. That is a 70-cent winner on AMC for the moment. So still going. We've tightened up the stop, like I said. We've locked in about 14, 15 cents. The rest is whatever the stock wants to do, we'll let it do, and we'll just manage it as it moves, because I really don't have any targets for AMC as we keep moving,
Man,
if we keep going like this.
Are we entertained yet? Are we entertained? Look at Bed Bath & Beyond, guys. Bang, bang, bang. Right back up to view up. Let's go. Break that 1650 and never come back, my friend. Let's just keep going to the upside here. Nice. This is a big win for me as we've averaged into this trade, so that's for sure. FAMI, though, one more time, man. We were long there. It went back into 51.50 there. We just took another piece here. I don't know, man. If this breaks through 42, we got to watch out for the downside on FAMI. That's really the only one that's sort of failing right now. CEI tried to make a move, and we got more out there. Our average price is fine now because we got all these bids. So again, clean out a little bit up there, then take it down. That's why our average price right here is 96. So we're just basically flat on this trade. Wow, what was a good morning here. These are violent moves on some of these names, guys. Bed Bath & Beyond, CEI, FAMI, and Palt all moving around. What's up, Brendo?
Nice day for Netflix yesterday, guys. Just double checking, nothing new to report today. But Netflix, guys, all-time highs just hit there above 618. So this just went 602 to almost 620, 18 bucks or so, right out of the gate for Netflix.
Seriously, all-time highs. That caught me off guard, to be honest.
Which one?
Netflix. I didn't realize that was all-time highs, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Thanks, Brendo. Good.
Yeah, there's a question in the chat about my reasoning, my logic on, I assume FMAI, right? 45 cents to 50. Okay, so let's just take a quick look. We closed above 40. I was thinking, oh, you know what, 40 could be a decent support level. And then we were kind of consolidating. You're not going to see it on this chart. I don't know why the time frame doesn't show everything. But there was some activity in the 42, 43, I was thinking. So 45 was good enough for me on FAMI to kind of get that long and play 40. So risking 5 cents, I'm thinking, okay, if I have to put up about 5 cents of risk, can I get to 50? And given that we were consolidating in front of 50, I was like, you know what? Odds are if we get above 50, stops are going to go off. Exactly what happened. Stops went off. And as soon as we came in, if we can't maintain that kind of strength and we come back in, keep in mind there was like 700,000 shares on the offer. If you add up all the ECNs, probably close to 1 million shares on the offer. If we can't maintain trading above 50 cents and we come right back in after stops go off with that kind of share sizes that single orders are being put out for, then odds are momentum isn't going to carry, at least for now. So as soon as we came back in, I took some out, and then as soon as the momentum carried even further, I just dumped the entire position. Making half a cent on whatever's left after making 4 cents on a decent portion is money, right? I'll take that any day of the week. So for me, that was pretty much the trade. And here we are. Here is trading at 48 now. My trade on FAMI is done. I'm all done on everything. Elucid fell off. Facebook, not Facebook. I keep saying Facebook. It's not Facebook. It's AMC. AMC came back in 35.30. So that trade for me is done. I've locked in about 14, 15 cents on AMC. And I'm still trying to get that offer on the futures. That is now like 6 or 7 points away from where I'm trying to get in. But we are going to leave the order out there. I do like the idea of going shorts above 70 and see if we can get a play. Actually, you know what? I might change my mind. I'll get back to you on the futures. The way it's been moving, I may pull the order a little bit just to give it a little bit more flexibility and see if I can't get a better price. Let me think about that, and let me just cancel that order for now.
Let me say the word spin it.
Spin it.
All right.
Money.
Let's go. Let's spin that one more time here because this is what's been happening so far today for us here. Palt. Oh, Palt is going to halt right now. So let's see if we can get a long on this one. Come on. Give it to me. Yes, we did. We got a little bit right there. 11.67. And we say, hell yeah to Palt right now. Look at this buy that we just had down there, Arun. Into this level. We got long, man. 10.20 right there on Palt. And then we got out. Some more right there, and then it just took the top off. So we are into Palt, and yes, sir, it's so nice we hit it twice. Okay, because this name is starting to run for us, and yeah, great trade here. Palt on the halt. All right, CEI, again, we emptied that out right here. We'll find out why Palt halted there. Might have been just volatility there onto the upside. But we did start to empty out CEI up here. Bang, this is a positive trade for us so far today. Oh yeah, and by the way, Bed Bath & Beyond, hold my beer because you're going to 17. Hopefully we can get out right there. What's up, Brendo?
GROM starting to go here as well. It's interesting to see the volume kind of rotating through these individual stocks. Here's GROM, big buyers just stepping up there. Bounced off 3, so watch this one as well.
Limit on open. All right, we're getting our limit on open order set up for Paul Tierra Brubrin.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually looking at space here. I'm not in Pulse, so I'm not even gonna bother looking at it. But space, okay. Remember, we're looking at 24, and if it's set up decent, somewhere between 24 and around that 2380 mark, we could potentially take a long to go for the high. Well, turns out that came and went, and here we are at 25 even. The high, I believe, is around 20. The pre-market high from, or aftermarket high from yesterday is about 25.24, 25.25, somewhere around there. Market hasn't breached that area just yet. So that's something to keep an eye on. If we can get above, stay above, trade above, then you have a chance to potentially get a nice little trade on the long side. If you've missed the 24 like I have, then that 25 consolidation breakout to the top might be a trade to go with. So that's something I'm keeping an eye on as well. And what else? I really don't have a whole lot apart from AMD that took off, and CEI. Well, CEI, it's here on my radar, but I look at it and I'm like, well, do I want to trade it? And the answer is no. So let's just remove that completely from my radar. And DATS was the other one that I got smoked on this morning right off the long above 1450. So that didn't work out. So what else can we really do? I'm still looking for stocks. If you guys have stocks, just throw them in the chat. Let me so I can actually take a look at the chart on them and see if we can't make a play. And BBBY, actually, I just noticed that BBBY is still getting back towards that 17. See if we can't, yeah, okay, so it is coming back to 17. See if we can't play, remember, BBBY was one of those trades we were looking at 17, right? See how it trades around 17. If it needs to be a reversal trade, meaning to the upside, it was down all day. If it's a reversal trade, then it's got to clear the zone. If it clears the zone, then potential longs. If not, if it stalls out, potential shorts. It's just a stock that you want to keep an eye on. I'm going to keep an eye on this, see how we can't make a trade on this. And Lucid completely getting destroyed. What is going on with Lucid? Lucid just
still,
yeah. I mean, it was a 50-cent hit for me, but now it's like even another 60 cents after I got out to the downside. Complete reversal from 27 back down now up underneath 26. If they crack 25.80, which seems to be the low, that actually might take a multi-day low, and I think you might even get a chance to go to 25 with that move. So keep an eye on Lucid, guys. Shorts might be on the table for Lucid.
Yeah, well, I'll look at Lucid. There's so many tickers, guys. I mean, I see you guys putting everything in there in the chat. We're trying our best to get to everything here. We got out a little bit of FAMI there as well. That was a good trade. And look what happens. This is why you layer your orders, man. Look at CEI. Ding, 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 ding. Like we got some out there at 11s or 12s and then some out again at 14s before this drop. And then once it dropped like that, we're still in it. It's just, I'm massaging this position right now. So it's been a good one for me today on CEI. So hopefully that can just continue to make some moves to the upside here, and we'll just keep getting out on this. We weren't expecting this trade to come through, right? So that's sort of the thing. Is Pult open yet? No, it's not. So Pult should be open very, very soon. We'll check out the NYSE halt page. I actually don't have that up. Sorry, it's the NASDAQ halt page. I will find that for us, and we'll look at that in a minute. But that's going to come through hopefully soon. And then, yeah, Netflix is all-time highs. We'll find out about that. Brennan talked about it. I do like Netflix. We talked about Squid Game. Have you seen Squid Game?
No.
Watch it if you can. It's a good one. It's very, very interesting. These guys playing crazy games of, I won't ruin it, but it's games like tug of war and things like that, but it's not of the friendly nature, if you get what I'm saying on that one. So, okay, AMD. Look, we've talked about AMD for days and days, if not days, why not months, about how much I love this name and how I support AMD and Lisa Su over there and what they're doing. And then today you get news about them sort of with their, I think it was their chips in Google there, Brennan, but a big move up for AMD happening right now. You see what the NASDAQ is doing. It's actually starting to bounce a little bit here, hovering around this level, 1420, bounced off there 3 or 4 times. So we'll see what your take maybe is on the futures as well, Arun, but we're starting to bounce around a little bit now. And what did we say about Bed Bath & Beyond, man? We wanted to see that thing at 17. So we just got some out at 1677 right there. Maybe we'll take a little bit more out as we wait for Pult to reopen. What's up, B?
Yeah, it was a Financial Post, guys, that was reporting that they're expanding their already announced Google Cloud partnership for some productivity efforts. So that's AMD. This is GoGo starting to go. Just broke 18 there on a huge volume spike for GOGO.
25.25.
Yeah. As you mentioned there, Sean, futures, this is where I make most of my money anyway, so let's just talk about futures since there might be a trade here soon. Around 43.70, I was about to leave the order there. I've canceled the order though. I'm gonna keep a close eye on the futures. For now, I think I'm gonna just pause. Unless, I don't have a whole lot of stocks up on my list, So right now, I'm just going to really focus in on the futures. If there's some stocks, maybe PayPal might be something I'll look at, but there's more focus on futures just because I put a lot more risk towards that anyways. Around the 70, there might be a trade on the short side around 70. I want a little bit more action and information. I thought there might have been something, but that trade may have been gone, right? The short around 70, you already got the 10-point move, so can you really expect it to hold on if it comes back for 10 points? Odds are probably not. So I'm going to wait and see. If we can't get a little bit more selling around 70, I might go ahead and take a short on the futures. Depends. We'll just leave that alone and see how that one plays out. What else do we have here? PayPal. Oh, yeah. PayPal. PYPL. It's NASDAQ, right?
Yep.
Yeah. PayPal. 263 is what I was looking at. Why is this still the wrong chart? No, PYPL.
So we're into space as well right now.
Oh, yeah. Space took off. That was around that 25.
Space took off. That was a good one.
Oh, Sean. Okay, PayPal, around 263 and change. Keeping an eye on this. This is kind of getting past that 262 area going back yesterday morning and the previous day. So around 263, if we can maintain strength above it, I think you can call that a long 263 long, 261 stop. We'll see how that one plays out. But for now, it's just going to be PayPal and the futures, depending on how it trades, around 70 for now.
Man, we're having a good time today, boys and girls, because, yeah, things are starting to make moves right now. We like that space breaking through 25.20. I have no idea how I got 25.27 there. I didn't want, whatever. I think I got slipped. Whoa, 34s. Okay, there's a dime right there. We just took out 10 cents on space. We'll hold the rest to see where we go from there. Actually, I put that order out and I meant to cancel it. That's what I was talking about there, because I thought I had 20s and I was going to take that 15 cents just to scalp it, but now we'll hold space. I think we still see that 26 level. We talked about that as well. It looks like Palt, guys, right now tapping at 13.25. We will say hell yeah to that, as we've been like, long, out, like we've been crushing Paul today. Thank you so much for the love on the chat. And yeah, we're trying to make moves today. That is for sure. No stopping us here on the show. Space, Paul, Fammy. The thing about Fammy is a little disappointing, man. I've just been getting in and out of this name. We're not really. I've just been getting in and just offering out. It's not making any moves. I'm thinking that we can get back to 52 here on momentum, 400 million shares already. So we'll see. It's 350 million, but we'll see what happens here. Again, that stop was 48. So I'll slip something in a little bit here. We're long at 48.6. Okay, but again, you're going to see this as ridiculous because, why are we just taking out for 1 penny wins? But again, it is all about managing your share size and your expectations on some of these plays. And then, if you have 5,000 shares and this thing breaks through 42 or something like that, then every penny, therefore, all the way down is going to cost you. And it's not super expensive. It's going to cost you that $50. But where does it stop, right? Like 36, 37, 30. I'm nervous that if you hold out for too many shares here on Fammy at these levels, that if we break right here, then it's a problem to the downside. So be very, very careful with that trade. And then, by the way, what up to Bed Bath & Beyond? Starting to sink down. We only have like 5% of our position left as we started emptying it all out when we saw the fail through 17 there. Palt still not open, but it should be open very soon, and hopefully we can take a winner on this one. Brendan, give it to us.
Yeah, double-tracked it is volatility. So coming shortly for PALT. Retailers, you mentioned one there. Here's another one we talked about in the pre-market. Kohl's, guys. So retailers really kind of holding this whole market down at this point, it would seem. Trying to make a day low here for KSS as well.
All right, let's go with AMC there. Go ahead, Arun. I'm just going to load up the AMC chart and see what's going on because Ape Nation may be back here.
So a couple things. AMC's taken off. We were out of that short. We were sitting in a nice winner. We ended up trailing this, got out 15 cents or something. And here we are back towards 36. So we still did well on the long, but on the short, now we got to consider, given the way it's been moving, what are the long options here? 36, that was the initial stop on the short. So could 36 be a nice little long if we go to the upside?
By the way,
I'm not sure. Palt is open?
Boom! Palt is open. Yes, it is, man. And we get it out right there. Bang, we get up half our position right there. We are monstrous right now today. We are up much more money than we even were yesterday already, and it's 9.52. So shout out to Neil. But hey, you may be my good luck charm right now, Arun, because today has been hot fire. Palt right now making nice moves with the upside. We're getting close to being out of that trade, but that's a good one, man. I cannot believe we got that into the teeth of $10. If there's going to be, wow, see ya, Palt. 1350. Let's go, traders. I hope you're having a good time today because I know we are, man. I'm with my man right here, and we're starting to rip it to the upside here on a lot of these names, man. Paul 1350. I know Neil would be in this name. I mean, I don't know if Neil would be short or not. I know he likes to short some of these names, but yesterday we were trying to get out of the way of DATS and Palt and Grom and things like that, so a nice move up to 14. Okay, let's put an order up there, man. We still have shares, so if we can get out of this one, we will around that 14, maybe even 1350 is a decent out. We have a lot of options here, so let's just keep on rocking and rolling with our man Palt. Pal Talk, nice move. Let's go, baby. 1350. We're going to try to get out.
Yeah, I just took a long. It was weird. The futures took off. Maybe some strength there above 70. So I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe play some index names here. Microsoft on the buy side. Yeah, that didn't work out. Above 287 on the buy side on Microsoft came back in. We're out of it now, but it's trading around 286.75-ish. Still waiting around on Microsoft, but I think for me, the priority is the futures here. It's all about 70 right now, right? How are we trading around 70? It seems like we're trading with strength, so obviously you see no shorts on the table just yet. So we're gonna wait to see if we can actually get a point where we can sell this. Again though, with futures, I'm open to the idea of a short anywhere from here going all the way up to 4,400. It's just a matter of how strong, at what point is the trade going to be available, right? For now, it seems like it's not going to happen anytime soon, given the way that you're getting strength in this market. I'm seeing it in, Apple's up 0.5%, AMD up 3.8%. That's part of the index name. Microsoft up just under 1%. NVIDIA's up 2%. So you're getting some strength in the tech names. Obviously, the futures, NASDAQ futures up 0.83 because of that as well. And now it looks like the S&P wants to do some catch up. So here we are running up through 70. That was the first area. Now 75 would be the next checkpoint. If we can clear 75, then you have, every 5-10 points, you may have a move or a little hesitation before we get to 4,400. For me though, like I said, I'm gonna kind of just put a pause on the short, but I'm not fully gonna rule that out just yet. We're just waiting to get the right prices and the right setup. The setup's not there just yet. I'm flat, relatively speaking. I'm flat in any positions I have. I'm not in the CEIs, I'm not in the Pulse like Sean is. So I am looking for other trades, but I'm also not going too active on these stocks as well because I'm prioritizing my futures trades. What's up, Brendan?
Semiconductor, guys, INDI just popping up here on decent volume. Worth mentioning. We'll check this one out, but recent addition over here. Just breaking 12, guys, for INDI.
Okay, all right, so let's just keep on going here, and you might have just saw me.
Do it again.
With the vitamins here. After a nice, long, fun day at said Blue Jays game, very, very important to have your vitamins, and I've already had some ibuprofen.
Or don't be a Neil, pretty much.
Wow. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to. I mean, Neil's last drink was at 6:30, so I'll leave it at that.
I still don't get the logic, though.
Well, hey, anyways, that's Neil.
I'm here today, guys.
You're here today, and we are super, super happy. And Neil will be back tomorrow. We're just ragging on him. That's what we do around here. If you're new to the club. Okay, so here we go. Let's just keep on trading. I mean, that's what we do best. I feel like, and hopefully you're entertained as well. We are just. Like I said, man, today's just been such a fantastic day, and including on that is our Bed Bath & Beyond. And if you joined us early, I mean, there's reasons why, you want to join us because we talked about this name. I talked about it over and over and over again and how much we like Bed Bath & Beyond today and why we liked it. We even gave you these levels of 1550 to the downside. So shout out to Daryl Flinch. I believe he's on this name as well. And a few of you other traders are on this as well today. So it's been a good day for us, man. That's what we looked at, but we will wait to see here. We did talk about it on our sticky note. I mean, I can show it. We were waiting for Bed Bath & Beyond, but we're waiting for it to judge the momentum. And then, if you're going to watch us, it's great to listen to us, but also, if you can follow us there's Palt. We talked about that, waiting for that 12 break, man. We got it, and we just crushed it. And then BBBY, we said maybe the bottom was at 15, but let's watch out for that level. Let's see how it trades off the open. We talked about Tesla. We have to go over there. We talked about CEI, and we talked about Virgin. So, I mean, join us every morning, but please follow us on socials as well. Thank you to Nightbot for that. We just took out another piece here, and we're going to hold the rest, man. We told you Bed Bath & Beyond was going to 17, Arun, and I wish I had better patience like you do, my friend, because it's right there. And we just started cashing out basically all in the 60s. So now we have a small little go here on that, and we'll see where we go from here. But right now, it is what it is for Bed Bath & Beyond. Unfortunately, it's a big trade for me. It's my number one stock today. Palt is my number one stock, sorry, but Bed Bath & Beyond. Did Palt halt again? No, it did not. Bed Bath & Beyond still number 2 for just straight names. Some ask on CEI. look, I'm in it, but I didn't even have my pill yet. I took it out and I have to have it. CEI here, it's getting ready to break. We do have an offer to get out if it breaks through 379, I believe, anyways. So if that happens, we're going to be gone. This is why. To ask me, do I think CEI is going to go today? Not really. That's why we started getting this all out. It's a profitable trade for me. So, hey, we're happy about it. It may be worth another shot right now at this level. So I think we'll take one more shot, but we're getting ready for 380. If that breaks, then we're going to be gone out of this one. But CEI, one more chance down here, I think worth it.
Yeah. CEI. I'm also considering Palt. Not just for just quick shots. I'm considering the idea of a potential trade around 1250 with 11 even stop, $1.50 risk and just holding it. I like the location where it's at. Not a trade that I would trade, it's not something I would take the way you traded, Sean, but I do see the potential for this to go towards 15. I'm wondering if putting up $1.50 risk makes sense to take that shot. So just something I'm considering, looking at. Again, priorities of futures. I saw that someone asked, why do I gravitate, or why did I gravitate towards trading futures? It's just, I'm just better at it. Straight up and simple. I'm just better at it. So that's where I put more of my money, more of my risk anyways. So why not just do that when there's a potential setup anyways, right? Why split my attention? And that's the other thing too. Most of the time I am only trading futures. It's on the show that I trade stocks when I'm on, because if you watch me trade futures, you're not going to learn anything. It takes forever for trades to develop. It takes forever to trades to get in and manage and all that stuff. So it's like watching paint dry. So I do take some stocks and some reads just to kind of keep it interesting a little bit. But priority is here if the trades are here. So right now it does look like there might be a trade here soon, depending on, again, we're working around that 70. Here we are back towards 63, 64. It all depends on how are we going to trade the 70 again if we were to get back up there. So that's something I'm keeping an eye on. At some point, we've got, an hour left in the show. Maybe there might be a trade on the futures in the next hour. I don't know. It all depends on how we trade around this area if we were to get back up there. But I think the other thing I would do is the other potential trade I can see potentially happening is this long on Palt, like I mentioned. It's got to be around 1250. Stop has to be about 11. I got to be okay with the risk. I'm still assessing whether it makes sense to do that. But for now, we're just going to keep an eye on this. And of course, space is still going. Sean, you've still got that space. So here we are taking off 25.40 on space. And we're going to go to Brendan with what's happening now.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock, here we go. North American markets back in positive territory. Good to see NASDAQ leading the way so far. 0.6, 0.7 there for the composite in the 100. The Dow pretty much flat, but trying to hold on to positive territory. Same story for the S&P. 0.3 to the upside. We're up about 0.75% here in Toronto. A couple things we were talking about this morning, if you joined us in the pre-market. Lucid, big mover the past couple of days, but as Arun was mentioning there, a huge reversal here this morning. Right back to day lows from yesterday. No additional news. Remember, they said yesterday that their production is ahead of schedule for the next couple of years. They're even going to start delivering next month some cars. So LCID, a little bit of profit taking possibly today. On that one, here's another one. Ride with news. They're going to sell their Ohio plant to Foxconn. So a big move, 770 up to 890 at the top there for Lordstown, guys. Back to you.
Lordstown Motors. That's one of your stocks that you normally play around with.
I'm just tweeting this out about Palt there because we just took another piece out, and I just want everyone to know. Sometimes we like to I like to let people know what we're doing here, even on Twitter, because some people don't really watch the show. But there we go, man. Another one. We just took another piece out. I mean, how many times again? So I'm not even offering anymore. So we're gonna. Shoot, this went to 1370 right there. I was gonna say, how many times are we gonna see this crack? So I only have one more to go here. So we only have one more to go, one more piece to go on Palt. So when it comes out, it comes out. But we're watching it. I'm gonna see if we can take out the highs. We talked about that yesterday. On what was the name that went to $15 yesterday? And then stopped. I should remember what it was. But anyways, Paul went to $15 yesterday right there. So that could be a name. There was another name. It wasn't 15, but it was another one that came up to some levels. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. We'll see if it takes out 15, but 14 is also right there. There's really nothing to look at here. This is a new name, came to market, and Pal Talk just going nuts right now. Thank you, Arun, for the talk about space money. And we like that. We like money around here. And I mean, so far so good on this trade as well. We talked about taking this long. We just showed you the not the super chats, the Twitter there, and you can see here, nice little break. This is the kind of levels that we were talking about, and then we broke right in here, 25.20. So we like that level going long. And then if you look at a minute chart here, and again, you know, welcome to our show. And I just want to say something, like, not just because, you know, it's me, Arun, Neil, Brendan, Valeria, we're all here. Trader Pratt will be with us at 11 as well. But find me another show, put the link in the chat, message me or whatever, where someone's gonna, I have 94 fills today. We're trading names that you guys want us to trade. We're making money on these names. That's the other part too. I don't have a losing trade yet today on the board. You know, CEI, oh, look at that. Oh yeah, by the way, CEI, we did do this. We did a reload on CEI. Now it's Batflick time on that name because we watched it fail right here. So we did get out of what we were left, but then we punched right back in, Arun, and now we're back up to $4 again on CEI. So yeah, man, I mean, things are rocking and rolling for us. We're really super happy. I'm super happy to have everybody here. We have Brendan dropping the news to us. We're trading halted names. We're trading everything you guys want. Thank you for that. And on that note, when we get back from Brendan, I'm going to throw it to Valeria, and we're going to start to ask for some likes. So I don't know where we're going now. If it's Brendan, great. If it's Valeria, great. Let's go.
Absolutely, Sean. Guys, please be kind, smash the like button. We are here for you every day, creating this trading community so all of us can exchange ideas, trade together, and all we ask is just to smash the like button. Please, let's bring likes to 1,500. We have more than 5,000 viewers. We can easily do this. And by the way, Sean, Red Cat is ripping. Our cat is up around 12% today, guys. Could you take a look at our cat?
RCAT, yeah, RCAT's up quite a bit actually. Nice little move above 350 on RCAT. You want to take a look at that, Sean?
The rants are what keep me coming back. People saying, yeah, I will look at RCAT for sure. I mean, I'm here for the people, as we say. And thank you for all the kind words, man. Messiah, wow, that's a big one. I just want you guys to have fun here. And on that note, like 1.4K, yesterday we got 2.5. You know, I am super excited about the trading today. Bed Bath & Beyond 90-cent winner. CEI, we have right now 15 cents on board. FAMI, we've been rocking that a little bit today as well. Not as good as we would, but I'm hoping to get that to 2.5 again. So if you haven't hit the like, please, there's 6,000 people watching. What up to Shakib as well, and some of our viewers from long time as well. So thank you for continuing to support us. And we're going to be here every single day. And if my partner in crime can't make it, then you're going to be here, and you are just as good. You know, if not better than Neil and I. So we're super, super happy to be here with Arun, and we're super happy to be here with you guys. I mean, it's going to take a lot to wipe me out. I'm going to be here every single day for you guys. So, and as will Neil, taking a day off today, and he'll be back tomorrow in the saddle. But look at space, man. Hells to the yeah, we taking off, boys and girls, up to space right now. Nice trade. I was looking at 26 as a break level, but we're already here now, and we already have the long. So maybe we get out right now. 25.80 or so. Hopefully a good trade for us on SPCE. We'll see where we go, but I think I'm going to get it out. 25.80. If we retest that, we'll sit there, we'll take it out, and celebrate our 50 cents, and then see what happens at $26. But guys, thank you so much for being here, man. And yeah, we will throw it back to Miss V because we need to get those likes going. Let's do a quick check right now. Only 1.5K likes. We need to get that going a little bit more. Hopefully Ms. V can spark that, but so far so good. What are you working with, Arun?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Maybe
right,
the futures. Maybe the futures, but here we are back at 60. The window for that 70 short is closed. I wasn't sure. Its strength was in. I even went long on Microsoft when the strength came in. So now here we are back towards 58. The range is wide, right? There's no rush to get into any of this. You got to get the prices right. If you don't get the right prices, then it's kind of tough to make the trades inside this wide range. Because as soon as you come down to 55, you're going to hit some support, then 50, then, you know, pretty much every 5 points going down, you're going to hit some support. So I'm still waiting, but I mean, at this point, might be stuck waiting for this trade to happen. Halt. But here we are waiting on the futures, and I hear Sean saying, Paul just took out 14 apparently. Yeah, right about 14, and now coming back in at 1370 something. So here we are trying to attack yesterday's high, which I believe is 15 something. Yeah, 15-ish. Here we are getting closer and closer. Remember, when I put the idea of the potential trade 1250 something with 11 even stop, it's already gone $2 from that point. So can you still respect that same trade? Probably not anymore at this point. If we were to come back from 15 or even 14, really, this trade might be gone. So I've got to pull that idea off and see if we can't grab something else. The good read, though, was that space trade. above that 25.25, 25.20 area. And man, AMC is all over the place here. We were short, we got out on the trail. I was thinking maybe 36, I don't know, and then bounces right off 36 back towards the lows. Here we are as the futures take off too. So that short on the futures would have been gold if we had gotten it, but prices, man, it's all about prices at this point. So we are waiting for futures, see what else we can do with the futures if we were to get to the low end of the range. Keep in mind, there are potential longs available if we get the long setup sub 45 or so, preferably closer to 40 with a nice little break of the low. So that would be the ideal trade on the futures. Yeah, apart from that, I'm just waiting to see what else we can trade. You guys got stocks, throw them out.
Yeah.
And I'll take a look.
We're going to look at Grom. I think a lot of people were talking about Grom a little bit as well. 1.6K. I'm getting very disappointed in the likes right now, but okay. I've been disappointed before. Right now, CEI. We did, I'm going to cancel that. I just put an order here in the 20s thinking that if this spikes up again, we want that because we're long right now. We're 30 cents in the money on CEI, right? So, I don't know. Let's see if we retest the highs. That's what we're going to do. We're going to wait to see if we come back up here. We just hit 25. Wow. And this is a trade that I always make. So does this even happen down here? I guess we break 380 and we get out. So that's all the time. But then when, I look back and I'm trying to get better at this, and I know I keep asking you about it as well, Arun, but it's like these wicks happen and when key levels get broken, sometimes it's hard to sort of get out of the way of that, but then when it rebounds back up, I like to just to punch it again. So that's what we did here, and it looks like it's working on CEI. So you got to sort of give things a little bit of a chance to grow a little bit, and I do credit that with Arun, letting us, definitely giving me a little bit more confidence sometimes to hold things, because some of the plays, like look at this, yes, Arun, there we go, diamond hands, and I say yes to Arun, because again, like I was just debating getting out there, and then I was like, hey, maybe we'll hold for this. So hey, Arun, if this doesn't break 425, then I'll be mad at you. But for right now, we're really super happy. Just playing around, obviously. Really super happy with this move, and thanks again for the love on space as it just comes right back up there, and we got out right there at 75. So there's another win for us. Today it's been Bed Bath & Beyond time. It's been CEI now. Yeah, let's go, man. 40 cents in the money. Bed Bath & Beyond 86 cents in the money and just chilling out. Fammy, what up, Fammy? What up, fam? And this is another thing, man. We're holding out for this level one more time as we come back to the upside. So we're long at 46. It's at 52. So there you go. Like, sometimes getting out in here, not a great move, but look at it accelerate to the upside right now. So, the only outs we have below the price that we're in at, we're right here. And you're talking about like fractions of a penny. So now that we're in the money, now 4 clean, we should probably take this. So let's take a little bit out here on Fammy and then just look to see where we're going from here. But I like this trade. Super happy with today. And just guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, Grom, right? Grom was a stock that people were talking about. Let's take a quick look. I'm looking at the chart. I'm like, I don't know. Not a whole lot you can do with it. The way it's been trading is just kind of gone sideways here. Let me make that a 5-minute chart here, just so we can actually look at the structure of this look. I mean, nice little rally from 2 to 6. And then kind of trading in between. The big thing you got to look out for when these stocks that are going quiet after a move like this is where's the volume being done, right? The majority of the volume seems to be done sub 5, so underneath 5, and 3 even. So 280-ish to the low end, but between 5 and 3 it seems to be the chunk of volume. So what do you do when the stock is in that range? It's very hard to do anything really because they need to clear the upside resistance and they need to clear the downside support. So if we're stuck in a range like this, I think you would just mark off the areas that you want to play with. In this case, I'd say 5 and 3. If we get underneath and trade well, then you start getting involved again. It doesn't have to be, the stock went crazy yesterday, so I got to trade it again today. Not necessarily the case, because sometimes you're just stuck in a volume range. And in this case, it seems like that volume range is $2 wide, and we're just kind of trading in between. You get chopped up. The last thing you want to do is make a ton of money on a day like this, and then get chopped up in the middle and give most of that back. It's a waste of money. So just be smart about how you trade these kind of second day plays. If they don't continue to extend, or at least they don't clear the volume ranges, then it's very hard to trade them. So I would just pass them up, mark off the areas, and see if you can't trade it another day when it does clear the zone, right? Space was a nice little trade today. Palt. Palt was another second day play, right? Palt took off yesterday towards 15. It's not on this chart. It took off yesterday around towards 15. And then came back in and did a whole lot where the range for volume isn't really there, right? Could be maybe around 12-ish, and now we got above. So there's trades to be made on Palt, not necessarily the same on Grom, right? Because Grom is stuck right in the middle, in the meat of the volume. So just leave that alone for now and see if we can get a break to the either side. Brandon?
Yeah, looking for a few other things, guys, that are making some moves today. I stumbled upon some EV makers. NIO, for one, not really doing a lot, but holding on to a decent gain here, up 1.8%. Flip over and show you XPeng as well, a little bit better, 2.5%, trying to hold 35.50 here within the range for that is still NIO, but XPeng having a nice day as well, 2.5%.
ALZN, people put in the chat, say it's halted. Yes, it is halted. It went from 225 to 275, 50-cent move on ALZN. 370,000 shares traded on our servers, it seems like. So not a whole lot. And yeah, okay, so here we are trading 274. Brendan, what's up?
It's an FDA, looks like response. So this is Alzamend Neuro. So it's an FDA response to a cell-based therapeutic vaccine. I'll keep reading through this. Doesn't look like they actually say whether or not it's positive or not, guys, but that is a news halt, guys. It is volatility, but a news halt, it would appear, for ALZN.
Let's say I see a different story here if you look at it again, Brendan, because it says receives positive response from FDA. So it's about an Alzheimer's drug, so that's a great story. We love that. Is it NY or is it AM here? What is that? What is it?
ALZN.
Oh, ZN. ALZN. Sorry, my bad. NQ there. Sorry, I put ALZA there. Yeah, so 275. It does look like it's going to be positive news, obviously, on this volume spike up. Normally, how we like to play these plays, of course, once the chart loads here, is to get in when it's starting to halt, like we sort of did on Pult there. We had no idea about this name as it was doing absolutely no volume until then. So, I mean, a little bit of volume, but anyways, only 370 right now, like you mentioned.
26 gone on space.
Yeah, 26 just got taken out, on space. So we did get out a little bit too early there. Oh, man, I should have channeled my inner holding abilities there. Brendan, more on this, Brendan?
Yeah, so it's pre-IND, which is investigational drugs, so a new investigational drug. So they got pre-IND ruling from the FDA, which is, as Sean was saying, they're positive, guys.
Yeah, my expertise in this space is, unchallenged. I have no idea what that means, pre-IND, but that's why we have Brendan, and thank you for that. I just read the note that it was saying that it was a positive response. So that's going to be a great story, and we'll just see where it opens up. For now, there's really nothing we can do about it. Just sit here and watch it. If you look at some past, I mean, again, I don't even know what this is about here. Did we just come to market? Maybe we can find out about this, Brendan. Is this a recent IPO that came out at $30, or was it spun off from somewhere? Because, like, wow, talk about a collapse of a stock. Maybe that's what they were just waiting for. They possibly got negative news. I don't know. We'll find out about this. So the story right here, I can't really call any levels. I don't really know what to expect. So let's wait to see where ALZN opens up. Right now it's tapping 1290. So, or sorry, 290. Ooh. Wow, didn't want to say that. 1290. People might get excited there. 290 looks like it's tapping. So what that means is where we're expecting the indicative open to happen. So there it is right there. 294 now. Theoretical auction price, I believe is what it stands for. Anyways.
294. Climbing.
Yep, 292, still climbing. So that'll get spicy. And the thing is like not many shows even know about this. You won't even hear this about this stock on anywhere else other than here. I guarantee you that. And we're showing you live level 2s right now with live quotes and everything as we continue to trade. Space, wow, around 26 and change. What a good trade that was. We talked about that earlier. It's all over my sticky note today, and we're lucky enough to get that long. Just wish we still had it, which we do not. FAMI, we've emptied out a little bit of that. I want to be a buyer again back down here at 45, but that has to happen first. And Bed Bath & Beyond just chilling. So let's try to find some more. Dollar Tree yesterday was a good one. Yeah, Space 26. Yeah, I want to throw up too, my man. Who is that there? Faisal there. What's up, Sterling? Levels for short on Space? Okay. Shout out to you, Sterling Silver. Let me see, SPCE, right? That's what you wanted. So let's have a quick look here on the levels to short this name. I wouldn't short it, just to let you know that, Sterling, because honestly, this kind of a news is what rallies these kind of stocks, man. Now they're able to go back in. It was why it was on my sticky note. If anything, if you're going to short it, I mean, the 50-period moving average is 27. You get into this level here, and let me just, maybe I'll just put that there and open this up so I can show you one more time here, guys. Like, you have this top here, 28.80. If you get to that, then I think that's going to be a short spot because we've bounced off there a few times. I think we've got to have a little bit better news than just that they're allowed to refly for this to take off again. again to the upside. So I think in here, man, 28.80. So let's call it 28.50. I mean, if we get there today, I will literally throw up, because we did have a great long on this name, and yeah, we'll see if that comes through. But for right now, I like that level. But I wouldn't short anywhere near here. I mean, this could still pop, but if it does pop unbelievably, like another 10% from here or something, and you get up to that 28, then I think that's a little bit of exuberation to the upside there. And I don't really like that call to go long anywhere near 28 today. But hey, good short opportunity there. No problem, Sterling. Thank you for being here with us as often as you are. So, okay, Space, some other names, Palantir. Yeah, let's look at Palantir here. My hat is at home, or I'd show it to you now again. And we've talked about Palantir here. What a great move this was to 29. I called this move from $22, $23. I didn't get anything out up here either. So, you know, we're sort of stuck with each other here. I'm looking to get long. I mean, I did get some out, but it was like right around here, 27 and change. Nothing up here at 29, but I'm still huge into the long here. But, you know, just my nature has to get me scalping a little bit out. I really like Palantir back to 23 and change. So we're getting very, very close to that. As far as trading it today, nice moves. There's that bottom again at 24.25. So normally we're picking bottoms on this name. We may have one right here, 24.30 or so.
Yeah, Chad was talking about Microsoft, and I was like, oh, let's take a look at the Microsoft chart, because I had traded this earlier, and I was trying to work something above a certain area, and we actually fell off of that area. And then I got out, and here we are with the futures catching bids as well, coming back in. Now I'm playing this area again, 287 to the buy side, except this time around, because of the way it's traded already, I'm making the stop bigger, right? So now the stop on this is going to be from 287. I've got 287.07 long. Stop is going to be 285.50. So we're going to put up $1.50 in risk. First time around, I put up 50 cents. It kind of spun around. Now it's coming back in. I like the trading. I like the way it's been moving. I like the way the futures have set up. On top of that, I think the key thing is the futures are willing to find a base below 60. So in that case, why not take a shot on one of the index movers, index weights, right? So a long 287 and change on Microsoft with 285.50 stop. Futures, we're going to put a pause on that short, just for the same reasons I went long on Microsoft. The reason why I would pull the short idea off of the futures is because of the ability for this market to find a support below 60. So we're going to pull the idea off. Maybe we can find another trade later on around 75 or 80 even, somewhere around there on the futures. But for now, we're going to kind of put a pause on this and let these stocks to trade out. Space still going now, just hit 26.50. So this would have been a nice trade. We were talking about this earlier. This would have been a nice trade to actually just bid right in to that 24 instead of waiting to see how it would trade after the open. So future reference, let's something to keep an eye on for moves like this that Space did in the pre-market. Something to keep an eye on. We have a super chat here. I love your show, different styles, energy's great. It's a shout out to us, and specifically for you, I believe. They love your energy there, Sean.
I think they love your energy, my friend. But thank you so much for that. And yet, it even mentions there, and I'm actually tweeting this out, Alex. So you're going to get a tweet right here. It's 20 euros, I guess. The price is irrelevant. Or what you did there. That's such a nice super chat. Thank you so much for that, Alex. And I just tweeted it out. So, and that's really what means everything to us here. Is it's the knowledge. Like, we've both been here 20 plus years of trading, and
I'm not that old.
Okay. Okay. How many years then? How many? Anyway, I started in 2002, basically sitting in this desk. I've wore so many hats for Day Trade the World, including teaching and training and hiring and everything. And I remember when Arun, we started basically trading. I don't know if you started at our office or
no, I didn't.
At the head office, but we had the pleasure of having Arun in our office for a while when we had that. So we're good friends and go back. And I think that comes off. It comes off with me and Neil, Arun and Neil, and all of us. So I think that we have got a great chemistry here, and Brendan as well has just added so much, obviously, to the show. So I do want to thank you so much for all the love, and you got a tweet there for me. So thank you so much for that, and that means a lot to us for sure. I did want to talk about Bed Bath & Beyond. We are going to go to Brendan in 1 second. If it takes out 17, I like it. So we're only holding a very, very small piece, which is why I'm not actively trading it right now. But if it takes out through 17, I do like it. Any kind of pullbacks into 15 now, we'll take it again, but you got to be very, very careful. When it sort of starts barcoding like this, I do get a little bit nervous that we could drift to the downside based on horrible news. So their earnings was not great, but we did kill it today on that. So we are now ready to go to Brendan over there at the big screen. Let's see this small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Let's jump into a few that we were discussing in the pre-market. This one, Bridgeline Digital, popped up a little bit later on with the announcement regarding Salesforce. They're going to integrate some of the software. It showed a 10 pretty early. There was no follow through whatsoever. No volume came in on this push back to the upside to 480 and then 5 above that. That I was watching, so that fail was enough for me. If you go to the daily chart, 425 has been a pivot for this thing for months. So I was done with this in front of 425 and will not revisit that because the volume's dried up. SDPI, another one, 155 was kind of a pivot in the pre-market, got below that, traded down to 120. Again, just taking small trades where they are available this morning and getting out of the way. Trying to protect. GROM caught a bit of a move off of the open to the downside in front of 3, which we talked about, which was support going back to the middle of the day yesterday. I actually got long this when PALT made that huge move to the upside, thinking maybe this one will go too, but not much follow through. Just be aware if you are looking at the top end of the range this morning, you're really not wrong until 3 breaks to the downside for GROM, guys.
Yeah, so let's talk about Microsoft. I remember we took a little long about Microsoft because we have the support on the futures as well. They both fell off. I mean, the position's still fine, it's still trading, but it makes me concerned a little bit given how quickly futures are moving off a little bit here, because that was a, 66 to 88, 8-point move fairly quickly. I think we did that in less than a minute too, from 63 down to 57, so 6 points within less than a minute, which tells me that the futures are really thin today. I guess that would go back to quarter ending and all the volatility that comes with the quarter ending, but I didn't think it would be this thin. So this, what was that on Space? I don't even know.
I don't know. I told you Space can make me throw up.
Yeah, it's still going. Just be aware. It's very thin. There's not a whole lot of volume. It's 10:24. What do we have Thursday? Nat gas at 10:30. Shouldn't be that big of a deal, but very thin today. So just be aware if you're trading the futures, ETFs, spiders, all that stuff is all related to each other. And then you have the index names, Apple, Microsoft, all the heavy techs are part of these indexes. So if you have them going in one direction, if they all flash in one direction, futures are going to go with it. And that's what you're seeing now. Markets are thin from what I'm seeing, at least for now, within these weights in the world of indexing. It seems very thin for the moment. So just be aware if you are trading these names that there are swipes going left, right, and center. I imagine from a lot of these adjustments being made as the quarter is ending.
Swipe right. Okay, so I don't know what that means. Okay, so right now $3 looks like it's trying to break. Right now we did take a shot on this. There we go. I was going to say if it breaks $3, we're going to be out. So we did just get that out there on ALZ, and we tried a very, very small position there. I was just trying to get in the position in case it halts so that I can watch it and then take even a longer bid there if it does go. But here it comes right now back to the upside. Okay, that might have been a little bit of a false breakdown there to through 290. I think this is good information, right, today for them. So I think we should maybe take that again. ALZN. Looking like it should be strong. That flush was to what, 290? So okay, let's learn from our mistakes here and see if we get another bid here and then try to hold it to that 290 area. I'm bidding 301 right now. That might be a mistake. We'll see if we can get some 04s. There we go. So we got some 04s right there. So now we can hold this. We're going to wait for that 290 flush one more time. So that's about 15 cents, right? So we'll see. We'll see if we can get a piece out up here if it starts to rip. But we're back in to ALZN. We just took a 7 cent or 4 cent hit. Right there, but now we're going to get back in and give it to this 90. Now that it's sort of showed its face there, that's what we like to see, man. Like when it flushes like that and then it stops at a level that may make sense, you know, that's important to notice. So we'll do that, and then we go back long here at 04. Now we're back to 12. So right there, we're making already the money back that we lost. So there it goes. Let's see if ALZN can take out this top, like 340, something like that. Maybe we halt again. Let's just stick an order up there. Like if we're lucky enough to get something in the mid 30s, let's take it because that would be a 30-cent hit, a win. So we'll do that, and then we have this 290 as our backside cover. So if that comes through, that's great. Fami's making some moves back to the low side. Not worried about it. We've emptied out a little bit of that trade anyways. So, but this may be a spot. We talked about getting long in here. So if it does come through, we'll stick some bids down here, 45.50 or so, and see if we can pick that up. But right now, my concern with ALZN, CEI, we talked about taking that profit up here, and I probably should have. We did have an offer right here, but we're going to still let that run and see if it gets going. The volume needs to come back, and I believe it will.
Yes.
What's up?
No, I was just looking at it. Someone said Powell was speaking, and that's why the moves are happening. I'm like, what's the topic?
What moves?
Well, the future is being this thin and moving around. And then I'm like, what's he talking about? They're supposed to testify on Congress about COVID, unless people are really looking into that as well. So, okay, just be aware. There is Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell are testifying about COVID, supposedly, which is being referenced to future of the market as well and market conditions, and people are probably trying to project some information from there as well. So you have the market economy all tied into the words that are coming out of two people's mouths, the strongest two people that are out there to change things very quickly. So here you are, futures back up. Microsoft now, after dropping 50 cents, is now up 40 cents. So Microsoft, that's the game we're going to play with Microsoft. Just be aware that things are really moving around. Let's take a quick look at Apple. Given Microsoft is doing this, what's Apple doing? Apple's at 143, more stable. So it's just Microsoft. One other move that I am trying to make right now is AMD. I'm trying to get along in front of 103 on AMD. Remember, we were looking at AMD at 101.50, and then it kind of just took off and we had no read. But what they did clear though, they cleared this entire zone through that 103, 103.50, and now we're coming back in. I'm trying to use that as potential support and try to catch along and see if we can actually get this to kind of bounce back. Since I'm going long with tech, Microsoft, this trade looks fairly decent as well. Given that Apple is just trending to the downside, I think this is probably the better bet, at least if I were to choose the trades, Microsoft and then AMD for the bounces to the upside. Microsoft is now up 57 cents, still running to the upside on Microsoft, so that's good. Space is coming off a little bit. Palantir still going to the downside after we took out 24.50. It is still moving. The reason I pulled this chart up is I really want to see how it traded below 24.50, because a nice little move, a little shakeout above 25, come back in, take out 24.50. This could open up the door for a potential short. I just want to make sure the trading is there for the short to be in play, right? So for that, we're going to wait on that one. We're still waiting for the long on AMD. Futures, let's take a quick look on the index here. Futures, what are we doing? If we're going to be this aggressive with it at this time of day, not sure that I want to make a move. Given that my closest stop is 4,400, I've got to put up 30 points. I'm not willing to put up more than 30 points, so that would mean 70 would have to be the price for me to go for the short, and we're trading at 55. Mid-range, probably not going to be doing a whole lot. As long as we're trading like this inside of these prices with this kind of volatility, I'm probably going to stay out. Even if it's a small position, I don't want to be getting involved in it just yet. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. If we get to prices that make sense and the volatility comes down a little bit, then we'll get involved. But for now, there we go. AMD and Microsoft are the only two trades that I'm going to work with going forward for now, at least.
Good. Yeah, those are normally, it's kind of like role reversal today, and it's not done on purpose. Normally, I'm the one hammering AMDs and softies and things like that. I think today might be a good day for Neil to miss, because some of these names that might have been short candidates just really aren't going short right now. Pault, you could have shorted the top there, but we're out of that. Here we go, ALZN. All right, so we're long at 304. We have an offer here in the 330s. Let's go, just break yourself upside. We get out, there it is. Bang, right there for a nice little win there. That's 10%. That's basically all that I use there. So we got long at 304. We take a 10% win up there to 334 if the math is correct. 30 cents on $3, Brendan. Is that 10%?
Something along those lines. I'll double check my math. I want to talk about our friends at Moomoo, guys, because right now with Moomoo, you can research all in one platform. If you're tired of having multiple different windows, multiple different platforms open while you're trading, now you can do absolutely everything all in one with Moomoo. Research your next trade all in one app. You get 0 commissions right now for U.S. residents, guys. 0 commissions for U.S. residents. Free level 2 data with Moomoo as well coming through from them. So free real-time quotes, free real-time level 2 data, all on Moomoo. Go check them out. Tons of information you can check out all in one app. You don't have to switch between multiple different apps. Sign up right now and get a free $400 USD worth of stocks when you sign up for an account with Moomoo right now. Valeria is going to have the link for you in the chat where you can do that and get that promotion that they're having right now. So watch out for that link from Miss V. Go check out Moomoo, guys.
What?
Free $400? I may have to become a U.S. citizen. Thank you for that one, Brendan. That makes a lot of sense there. So people asking about, just go to their website, people asking about it for Europe and things like that. But wow. And I thought I saw something there about GM as well. You get a share there for GM as well. But you say, so you're going to see this here, ALZN. We're going to hold this one until it halts. Hopefully if Trader Pratt, I know you're in your seat there, if ALZN begins to halt, let me know because I do want to get some more shares in this name if it does halt again to the upside, which it may do right now. Wow. Thanks for confirming that 10%, but now it looks like we're even going higher than that. 15% now. Hopefully it can go up to the high side and just continue to rock and roll there. Our out was right here though, 334. So we're going to continue to watch that. And farming mushrooms can be a very profitable idea, I'm assuming. And here we go now. FAMI will support that name. Buy all the way back to the upside right there. So looks like we picked some bottoms there.
There you go. ALZN towards 350 now.
It
came back 340 iceberg, so not just yet, Sean. Got up there real quick, but 340 iceberg came in and brought it back down.
There's that spike there at 350.
Yeah.
Look, to me there, if this falls back in and we get out at this 290, then we get out at that 290. Either way, we'll be up on the stock. We've done the math, so we'll wait for that. I'm just waiting for one of these moonshots again. If you look at the daily chart here, no idea what's going on. They did IPO on June 15th. Brendan brought us, while he confirmed that when we looked at the chart. So it's an IPO that's just been getting absolutely destroyed. So shares outstanding would be an interesting thing on this name as well. But here comes Brendan right back.
Yeah, let's get a check, guys, while we have a moment on how things in Europe are shaping up for the last day of the month, Miss V, and the last day of the quarter as well. Tell them.
Hey Brandon, European markets are mostly negative. Online fashion retailer Boohoo trading in London is down more than 13% after it warned that higher wages for its distribution center workers might impact full-year profit margins. Back to you.
Just to clarify on that Moomoo promotion, guys, it's $400 worth of stock. So they will give you $400 worth of stock for free.
It's probably the easier fix. Okay, so me and Sean, we were looking at Microsoft. The roller coaster ride continues on Microsoft. This is insane. Futures, yes, they're moving, but Microsoft is just doing its own thing. It is okay. We got in. We were instantly out 50 cents, and then we were up. I think about 70 or 80 cents. 70 cents. We were up. We were trading at 287.50, and then it just fell off like $1.20, and now I'm out like 25 cents, sitting here going, trade's still good. It's a roller coaster, just holding on to these trades, at least on Microsoft, because the futures, they're moving too, but it's not taking. When the futures move, I'm looking at Apple, Microsoft number 2 on the index wait list, and Apple's not doing what Microsoft is doing. So Microsoft is just doing its little own roller coaster ride and just having fun with it and taking me along for the ride with it. So we are long. I like the setup. If I've got to sit through this craziness that is Microsoft right now, we are going to wait on this. One thing I do want to pull up, guys, ALZN. After that iceberg came in at 340, remember, we popped to 350. Iceberg came in at 340. It was a swipe from 350 back down to 340 with an iceberg order. And then it fell all the way down to like 317 or something. Here we are back towards 350 with 50,000 shares. There goes 350.
See ya.
There you go, Sean.
Yes, thank God for that one. It's starting to go to the upside right now, but it looks like 350 could hold. Oh, sorry, I'm on FAMI here. I should be on ALZN. We're just watching FAMI. I did put some orders here. Honestly, I thought I had some orders up here when I was talking about it, but I noticed that they were actually just before VWAP and we missed it. So darn it. Now FAMI coming back to the downside. So we'll have to wait for a little bit of a bump back up. And mark my words, we do have an order there for that. So hopefully it does come up and we can be able to get out of that one. CEI still nice. Bed Bath & Beyond coming back in. Just quickly, Virgin Galactic came back in now, so now I don't feel so bad anymore, Arun, because it does come right back into where we got out, but we did leave some money on the table, and a good shout out to you, Sterling, because you were asking for some short levels. I just didn't think that was worth it today, but again, if the market does fall, I mean, if the market rips, then space is gone, but good call on the short. I don't have it, so good on you for that, for sure, if you do have it. And then sterling, again, I keep talking about you, but it's because you mentioned that you're all done with ALZN, and I hope that some of you are out of this name as well. Maybe I'm not, and I don't plan on getting out. I told you where my stop is. It's going to be right here. But again, it's all about like making that cash and then running away from it. You don't need to be in something forever. I mean, if it hits these levels, just like it did right there, I got out of half the trade, and now we'll hold to see if it continues to go to the upside. I mean, the same thing true on Palt, right? Look at Palt. If you don't get out, so I'm just holding something very, very small. This is not even a trade for me. We're right back in here to where we halted. So if you don't take something out here, sure, it blows to 14, right? But this is the name that we talked about yesterday. Like, we got as high as 15. So when you get this winner here today on a name like Palt, and where's the minute chart if I can find it again? I just had it. There it is here. So if you get a winner like this on Palt, where you're able to get long, first of all, in the pre-market at this consolidation, and then take that out quickly, and then get long again on this dip back into pre-market levels, and then, look, if I was held this, it would have been even bigger, but we did take a big position right here on that first halt, because it hadn't halted yet, right? So we take that trade right there. Or did it? No, it didn't halt in there. We're missing data right there. But it halts for the first time. We get long, and then it bumps up. And then, realistically, I was waiting for that 15. We get a little bit greedy. Now we get punched in the mouth on what's left. But to be completely honest with you, I'm super happy with the way this traded. And to be able to get out of here of literally like 25, 50, 75, and then another piece. We're holding like 5% of this trade left. So boom, boom, boom. Unfortunately, we got out of some down here too. But my biggest trade of the day is this Palt, but just shows you, don't get too greedy, because look what happens as I extend this back out. You're right back into this halt level again. And honestly, I'm going to be getting out of this if it breaks through this 11.25. But right now, Palt not looking great. I don't mind it if it breaks 12 again to the upside. That could be a nice spot for us. So 12 long again on Palt if that happens. But if it breaks back down below 11.25, we're going to be out of that. So far so good here today. That ALZN still bouncing around.
Yeah, ALZN still trying to get through that 50. Decent amount. Every time it goes up, you see some offers come in, icebergs come in, holding the price down. What I mean by icebergs, for anyone who doesn't know, icebergs are just hidden orders, right? So we can actually just put an order out, show 100 shares on the front, and then on behind it, you can lock up maybe 10, 20,000 shares, and you would have no clue. You would see people trying to hit the level, trying to take, you see prints going off, and it's like, why is this price still here? Is because it's an iceberg. It's a hidden order with just showing up the minimum size, 100 shares, call it, and behind it, you can lock it up with a ton of shares, and you won't even know. So that's what you mean by what I mean by iceberg. And it's pretty obvious, especially when you compare it to the tape and the level 2. When you look at it together, it's very easy to see when that happens. So just be aware. That's what I mean by iceberg. And we're just going to go to Brendan with Sector Watch at this point.
Hey guys, yeah, interesting board to show you today. We have a positive market, only just. I know it's tough to see there, but 0.12 in positive territory right now. You wouldn't know that if you looked at this board, though, because there's a lot of red. Consumer discretionary stocks, we talked about some of the retailers right out of the gate, very, very weak, coming off the back of Bed Bath & Beyond, also KMX, GPS here, TJ Maxx, DLTR. 4% to the downside. It had a pretty positive week, if you remember. The durable goods group as well, the entire thing in negative territory. Have a look at some of the cruise lines today, because travel in general back to the downside after a positive week. So all the cruise lines in negative territory. I just noticed as well over here, Altria and Philip Morris, both 4% and 3.25% to the downside, pressuring some of the consumer staples. Energy stocks, far corner over there, also back in negative territory after a pretty positive week, if you remember, helping to offset positivity from the communication stocks. We mentioned Netflix, all-time highs, 2.6% today. And then the tech group is holding up the market as well. You can see mostly the semiconductors, very positive. Some of the software names as well in positive territory. Otherwise, though, you minus this, and you minus, some positivity from over here, and we're definitely in the red today, guys, because there is a lot of negativity on this board. But as I say that, we are trying to go back to negative territory. 0.03 for the S&P. Back to you.
Yeah, we are trying to go back to negative territory, it seems. Futures just taking aggressive moves in one direction. Let me just pull up the level 2 on the futures. For anyone who hasn't seen level 2 futures, this is not how it normally looks. It looks a little bit thicker than this. It is very thin at the moment. So one thing you're going to notice, the obvious thing is that there's only one ECN, CME. Everything goes through CME. In this case, with the stocks, you'll see the NASDAQ, ARCA. You can send it through different ECNs. In the futures, there's only one, CME. They handle all the orders. You send it to them first and only. So you have CME here. This 30, 40, 50, 60, normally you tend to have more size. The reason why it's thin right now is clearly there's talk happening on Congress right now. So the market's really reacting to it. And aggressive moves, you just saw this move from pretty much, 55 down to 47 something, swipes down, swipes up. When there's less volume, obviously that means liquidity is much more aggressive. So in this case, you're seeing these aggressive moves go down, come back up, 10-point moves. What's happening? Well, that means when this does this, the Microsoft is doing the same thing because it was just at 286.20, now it's at 286.80. Right? You see the moves that are happening right beside each other, and that's what happens when you start playing index names. Well, most of the time anyways. So you're seeing these aggressive moves in the futures and then Microsoft and whatnot. It's getting a little hectic, but the big thing though is that it's still within the band of this range. Regardless of how aggressive it gets, it still is doing this aggressive movement inside the range. If this was outside the range, you're going to see an extension of the move. But in this case, because we are sitting in between this, I would say 75 and this about 45 area or so, if we were to do this kind of aggressive movement outside of that, because we would be really close to the low or really close to the high, you might actually get a little bit more runway. But in this case, you're seeing these swipes and they're coming right back, because it's still within the range. The volume is there to support these moves. It gets too far in one direction, volume is there to support it because that it's around support area, so it comes right back up. So you see the 7-point move down, and then you see the 6-point move back up. It's all happening within the range, and that's why you can't get crossed. It was just another cross just now for 4 points or so. And what I mean by crossing 4 points, it's about, in this market, there's probably about 1,500 contracts or so to cross about 4 points, I would say. Actually, you know what? It's probably not even 1,500 contracts because it's probably like, let's call 50, 70 contracts per level. So it's a little bit less than that now, given how thin it is. But typically, it's around 1,500 to 2,000 contracts to take out 4 points worth of levels. But you see the market, right? See how it's been moving. One trade that I am in that's working out well for now that we caught off is off that 103 is AMD. We are looking for that rotation through the highs. That's my target. Above 104.50, then I'll kind of start managing this. If that doesn't happen, we're just going to have to wait for this one to figure itself out because the trade there is getting above this area here. It's 103, 103.50. The fact that we can come back into it and find some support gives me confidence that, you know what, we might be able to see above this high, above this 104.50. So why not give it a chance, right? For now, though, futures trades are gone, and we're just going to wait. Oh, and Sean's crash landing a plane. Or actually, no, that wasn't a landing. You just crashed the plane.
Yeah, I just crashed it. I screwed that up. But there it is, man. We just talked about it one more time. Let's dap it up for Arun. Good talk there on the futures. And here we go again, guys. Look at Pault. I mean, I hope some of you guys are taking these trades with us. Like we just hit that call right there for you, like breaking through 12, and there it is right there. So a nice win for us there or for me anyways, on Paul. We get in trouble sometimes if we say because we're supposed to have independent decisions there, but whatever, that's fine. Compliance can come get me when they want. But right now, 1240 right here coming through. So we did take out a piece right there. We still are long Pault, but that's a good trade coming back in for me there. So Pault was a good one. And just wanted to give everyone an update because we did talk about that 12 level breaking, and that's where I wanted to get in. So I'm trying to be active trading with you guys as much as I can. So that was a good one there for that. FAMI though, okay, it does come back, and there we go. Just as stated, man. And that's what we're going to try to do is, we be as honest as we possibly can. You know, there's other channels, of course. And again, thank you for all that, the nice, kind words on the chat today. It's been very overwhelming. But, there are some channels that get in trouble because, they say, oh, they get in and then they pump the stock and then they get out when everybody else is buying it, right? It's complete opposite here. We tell you, I average into these positions. We're as clear as day. We are so transparent. Every single one of these fills, if you're joining us for the first time, are fills that I'm taking. If it's green and it's an up arrow, it's a long. If it's red and it's a down arrow, then it's a sell. And if you see anything purple, it'll be a short sell. I don't have one short on today yet. So Okay, and it's been a good one for me, so I'm pretty happy with that decision so far. But there goes FAMI. We took it out, and my rant was basically just saying that I said that we were going to get out right here at VWAP, right? It rips up to VWAP and we get out. So I put my offer there. You guys all see it, and hopefully it's as clear as day. So that's out right there. Pult, we're still watching that. And then CEI, I think you got to be patient again. If we ever get a flush, I mean like a rip back up here to 430, 435, I believe this is where we should put on the short, anywhere around here. And then if we take out the day's high of 440, then we can get out of it without too much risk. So I think like a 430, 435 in and around here, you could get, look at the candle here, a monster flush down on volume there. So yeah, that could one more time happen. And it happened to us. We were long this, right? We were long down here, long again, out a little bit, not a little bit, a decent chunk of it at the top, and then look what happened. It fell right back down and we were able to get the bottom. Like how that happened, no idea. It's because we were bidding there, that's how. And then it ripped all the way to the upside, boom, 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 again down there, and now we're watching this continue to go. So I believe a short on CEI should be coming, but not until like, don't put anything on if you're gonna average in like in this area. And then I'd honestly just use 440, the high of the day, as the out there, if you're gonna put on a short for that name. And this is one where, this ALZN, I have an offer now here at 47. I just saw it drop, oops, here it goes. I just seen too many times here, tried to go through 50 and failed, right? We should have noticed that, but we didn't. So I feel bad still holding on to a bit of this. We still are long and we're still in the money, so you can get out now for profit, but 350 right there. I'm getting out next time. And what my strategy is gonna be is get out here, Arun, and then if we take out the top, get back in. Because when you're looking at this, if this can go back up, we'll take 50 cents on it because we know there's resistance there, right? So there's resistance upside. If it breaks that resistance, then I'll go long, and hopefully I'll get like 60s or something like that. And then realistically, the only opportunity I gave up was about 10 cents. So we get out there, and then if it rips up again, we'll go long again and sacrifice that on that trade. So that's ALZN, just to let you guys know that I am offering in the 40s now.
Yeah, chat pulled up AUVI. It's been mentioned, so I just took a look at it. It came out of a halt, it looks like. It's kind of gone quiet now. I'm not sure what you can do with it. It's just maybe keep it up a little bit because it did halt once. Maybe it'll do something crazy again. But shout out to putting that out there in the chat. Thank you. So now at least now we can keep an eye on this. One thing I did do though, going back to Pult. Remember, I was debating this trade back and forth a few times around this 1250 mark. Do I go long, put up 11 as the stop, so it's about $1.50 or so, and then try to look for that 15 high. I finally decided, once they try to get into those 12s and kind of failed, so I'm like, you know what, there seems to be decent support, and see if we can actually get this move towards 15. That's my target for the day. So since I'm putting up $1 and change in risk, and I know what the timeline for this trade is going to be. It's not going to be immediate, so I'm not going to rush to the exit if we get up into the 1350s or so. We're going to let this one play out. I know what the target is. At least 14 would get us close enough, and then I can make a decision. But for now, $1, call it 30, probably with slippage, it's probably going to be like $1.50 or so in risk on Pult, and see if we can't get a move towards the upside after bouncing off these 12s. AMD has bounced off that 103 nicely. Now we're working 103.50, well, 42, close to 50. And Microsoft is still going for a roller coaster ride as the futures was willing to stay below, 50. 43.50 is where the futures are. So Microsoft is just kind of hanging out below 287 as well, waiting for the futures to make a move off this support point. We do have some support down here. If we get the move back up, you're going to see Microsoft go, and maybe we get a nice little extension on AMD as well. But for now, we're just going to hold on to those three longs. One of them we already know is going to be a long-term long, which is Pult, right? It's either you're going to make me back up or you're going to get me back up to 14, or we're going to end up taking the hit, and that's perfectly fine. We know what the risk is. We know what we're looking for. We're just going to wait for it to play out. We've got about, about 4 or 5 hours and change for it to play out before the market closes. So we'll give it the time, give it the space, and see how we come back, see how we play for the rest of the day. And maybe towards the end of the day and for the afternoon show, come back and see how this all turns out, if this is back in play towards the end of the day.
We're going to go for Money Talks, but I just also want to talk Warby today. I'm making the same call as I did on Bros, man. This stock won't be up here for very long. I believe this falls down, and you could just see here. I'm going to do a little bit of work after the show because I know it was a direct listing, but I don't know if there's a lockup. I don't know, I'm not sure if, people that are in the know here are allowed to sell, or early investors allowed to sell their shares in Warby. So we'll find out. Their glasses maker, their Arun. So they IPO'd yesterday to almost nothing. They came out yesterday at 54, ripped to 54.80. Made this move again today. I believe there's many more red candles coming. Without any further ado, it is Brennan. I can't believe my voice starting to go now. We were just high-fiving random people at the game yesterday. So that was a really super fun time. Go Jays go. They need to win the next 4 games, I believe, to make the playoffs. So hopefully they'll do that. And then even then, it's not up to us. But Brendan's waiting, and not for much longer. It's at the big board with Money Talks.
Hey guys, currency time. Let's have a look at how things are shaping up so far in the land of money. It's been about the dollar. The US dollar this week had a very, very strong week. This is a daily chart of the DXY. I just wanted to point out that we're right back to multi-month highs for the US dollar, going back to the beginning, or the end of last year, beginning of this year. So multi-month highs there for the US dollar earlier this week. We're coming off a little bit today, obviously, but some of these other currencies making moves today, about 0.75% for the Canadian dollar. We got down to about 77 over the past couple of days. We're back to 79, almost there for the CAD. British pound, same story, 0.5%. Australia and New Zealand also sharply higher, both along with the DXY weakness today. Turkish lira to the downside, as we typically see, kind of trades inverse to what everything else is doing typically. Cryptos also, as we said, nicely higher so far, back above 4,300 there for Ethereum. Guys, back to you.
Ben Walker asked if we can trade currencies. Yeah, we have currency access. I don't know what the exact symbol code is, but we do have currency access. If just quick question about DTTW, we have a lot of equities. Globally, there's a ton of equities. I think the only thing we don't really have is options, right? Options, I think.
That's it. I mean, here, I just called it up right now.
Oh, there you go.
Go to Sean's. See it on here right now. So this would be our USD CAD offering, and all you do is basically just flip these. I don't have the sheet on me right now, but if you go to DTTW.com, the chat there will tell you everything that we have. But you can flip this to, Japanese yen for USD or Euro USD. Let's just try that out. I don't know if it's Euro USD or if it's Euro, which way it is. Yeah, so it's probably the other way. But
it's Euro USD.
Yeah, it's Euro USD. Duh. So we'll just do that. So you just type in here EUR and then /USD, and then there it is with FX as the moniker. So there it is. So live quotes right now on Forex. So hey, yeah, everything is there. We don't trade it as much, but I mean, I do love to trade Forex. Our chart's working perfectly with it. I shouldn't say I do love to trade everything, but I do not trade Forex. But there it is. So nice clean charts, everything. So that's the Forex offering. Thanks, Arun, for showing that and for finding that in the chat here right now. So we're only 5 minutes away from our midday show, which is going to be with Trader Prad and Miss V. And hey, man, today has been a monster day. I have over 120. I have exactly 120 fills on the show so far for you guys, and it's been a good one. The only stock that I'm just looking at the board here. We're not negative on anything here. FAMI, FAMI's going to be position pending, but we'll wait to see if that's going to be a positive or negative trade. Still expecting this one to go back to the upside. ALZ Edman, that was a great one. Thanks for trading that with us as well, as it goes up to 350. I still think we retest and go higher, so we're ready for that one. Bed Bath & Beyond, another killer for us there today, picking up that 1590 level and then getting it all out here. Now Barcode Nation. I still like a 17 break, especially if the futures get going. We are in a negative downturn here on the ES, and I'm only looking at the NASDAQ, but the ES has actually cracked way more than that. And again, if you just want to see the ES, this is the NASDAQ, just because we're sort of talking about DTTW here. You just switch it over to ES, and then you get the ES contract, and you're going to see down 0.22 and still cracking. It actually it's gapping right now. So
took the 40.
Yeah, it's just taking it out right now. So stocks coming to the downside. Hold your shorts if you have any. Pult's still running 40 cents in the money. Was that a call for you, Brendo?
Yeah, I just saw this AUVI. Also, guys, I realized I said 4,300 for Ethereum. Obviously, I meant 43,000 for Bitcoin. AUVI halted there on a pop to the upside. We're coming back in a little bit. I'll show you why here. Here we go. Applied UV. This is the one we were looking at yesterday. Making moves on this headline. Looks like some COVID-19 related headlines for Applied UV. This is not the first time they've had a UV related COVID cleaner is what they make. So AUVI back to the upside.
All right, we're going to empty a little bit more pult out if it gets back into the 40s, and we'll just take another 40-cent win. Here it comes right now, so we'll offer that and hopefully get run over there in the 40s and then hold a little bit of a lottery ticket there for the afternoon. So we don't know. I mean, the volume's not dead, that's for sure. It's going to be an exciting day. Join us back at 3 o'clock. You know, we'll talk about the quarter end. I think there's going to be some good opportunities coming through the rest of the day. But, you know, like we talk about it all the time, and Neil and I mentioned this, and Arun's already mentioned it today, and that is that trading is very timing specific. And on a day like today, where we are expecting some imbalances to come at the end of the day, it may be best to sort of hold off and just trade some of these movers rather than the Microsofts and things like that, because the futures right now are a little bit thin, and we'll wait to see what happens at quarter end, because that's sort of when the action starts kicking off.
Absolutely. Futures, we're going to leave the show in an interesting location. We're right at the bottom end of the support, very close to cracking the low, and there's potential trades that you can make here.
There goes Pult.
Where's Pult?
No, it's okay. Keep going. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it took off there because I do have a position in Pult.
I got filled at 40. That's all.
Oh, okay. So futures sitting right on that low end of that 40 marker, right? That's going back to a couple days ago when we got as low as 35 and change. I've got a level. My level is 43.20. If we get below there, I think then I start looking for shorts. At these prices, I'm not going to step into the short. I'm open to the idea of a long near the bottom end of the range. Like I said around 9 o'clock earlier today, if we can take out the low, so 35, if we take out the low and then run a little bit and come back up with strength, flushing out some stops, you might have the ability to take a long with the 20 stop. That trade might still be there. But if we just trend down through there, I think you're going to have to take a pause on the long idea. But just be aware that taking out a low doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to keep on going, because I do have support a little bit lower than that. So we're going to, it's an interesting location, something to keep an eye on. Just be aware that there's going to be a lot of back and forth happening, especially at these prices. And we're just going to go to Valeria. Valeria, what's up?
Hey guys, I think it was a wonderful trading day. Thank you very much for spending it with us. Thank you for 2,000 likes. It means so much to us, for all the kind words, super chats, and just for all the support, guys. Well, me and Prad can't wait for you to join our Memes and Movers show. You can find the link on the live chat, or just stay here and you will be automatically transferred to us. And happy National Hot Mulled Cider Day, everyone.
There it is, mulled cider. Yeah, not bad. A little wine
Never had
action
it.
going on there. But the mulled wine, nice. Mulled cider, the wife likes cider a little more than I do. For me, a little bit too sweet, but still there. Pult now around 12.60 right here on Pult. This was me yesterday. I was actually looking. There's my Palantir hat. That's why I want to show it off, because you're about to throw it to Trader Prad there. And then if I can find it, and maybe I'll retweet it, but our friend Neil there sent a very interesting. I'm going to find it right now, because before we go over it, which we're going to go over in a second, I just want to find Neil's tweet, because he tweeted out an amazing pour by Brendan here. So here's Brendan here, crushing the chicken wings with a great little pour there happening. So there you go, Brendan. We had a good time, didn't we?
Multitasking. That was left-handed while eating said chicken wings. So,
Hey.
yeah, I'm
Talented
I
guy,
was
this
fine
Brendan.
with that.
Yeah, it was been a fun day. Shout out to Neil. He'll be back tomorrow. Thank you to Arun for filling in, but he's going to be back, of course, at 3 o'clock when we trade the Power Hour show. But without any further ado, let's throw it back over to our Memes and Movers midday show with Trader Prad and Miss V. Kill it, guys.
Hey, welcome to Memes and Movers. I'm your host, Trader Prad. This is the beautiful Miss V over here to my right.
Thank you, Brad, guys. Thank you for joining us today, and keep trading with us. Please make sure to be active on the chat. Ask us anything. Smash the like button. And Brad, how's your day going? Looks like Neil, Brandon, and Sean had a lot of fun at the